It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, September 25th, 2023, and we are coming to you live. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Spanish, you look terrible.
Thank you.
You look like a sick kid.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Your hair is long.
Yeah.
Your beard is scruffy.
Yep.
And I don't know. You just look like you're ill.
I'm not anymore.
You were ill?
I was a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I had that when I did the face mask, and it gave me folliculitis, which I didn't know what that was.
Face mask, you put on a actual face mask thing, not like a face mask where you're covering your mouth.
Right. Yeah.
Like the ladies do.
Yeah.
Beauty mask.
And it burnt my face, and or like I got a chemical burn. Which
No,
you guys
let me
also
ask you a question about that, because what did you do differently, or did your, like, was it an extra strength one? Or because
No.
my daughter does them all the time and never has any problems.
So it was one of them that Karen got from it was in like a gift
like
bag.
dollar shop one.
And it just said face mask on it, which I
They
think
just
should have
dipped
been
it
like
in
my
Windex
first.
before they gave it to you. Yeah.
Because it didn't hurt, and I only left it on for 15, 20 minutes. But when I took it off and the wind touched my face, I
Ooh,
was
it
like,
hurt?
it burned. Yeah, and I was like, that's not good. So because of that, I guess I got some of the follicles in my face got infected, and I didn't know. So I was itching because it was so itchy, and that just spread it all over my head and my arms and legs.
I just meant really your hair.
Yeah.
You look like a cholo today.
Well, I'm choloing it up.
Oh, what do you
I
do
gotta-
with your hair? You just growing it out?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just teasing. You don't look bad.
Yeah, thanks. Well,
He's like,
Did you guys call each other before you showed up today?
Oh, burn.
Yep.
I mean,
You guys got a
you
joke
both-
from Pukecat. Pukecat slamming you guys
pretty
right out of
good.
the gate because you got
That was
matching flannels.
yeah.
Couple of flannel.
I mean, this is what I wear these colors all the time.
So you're saying stolen valor over here?
Yeah.
stolen valor.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you, I did point it out that Spanish all of a sudden is wearing flannel.
Yes.
I've always had.
What's that girl's name?
Regina Gonzalez.
Regina Gonzalez. I don't have my glasses on, but she looks real pretty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, sorry.
Regina.
Didn't mean to interrupt flannel
it's all right.
talk with a hot girl.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Yeah.
Regina.
Oh, my bad.
Well, I see Joe is wearing his favorite hoodie again.
I think he wears it in the morning
Every
just to make you
single day.
mad now. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't
Not
care.
changing now.
It's the world that's laughing at him, not me.
With a long sleeve brown shirt over
Yeah.
a gray
That's
shirt.
right. Got to take chances.
Got
I,
the station hand me down. He pulled out of the prize bin.
Yep.
That's not,
You're repurposing things, Joe. I find that to be a skill.
thank you, Michael.
Yeah,
That's exactly
no
what it is.
No problem.
Upcycling.
Upcycling.
Gio, have you heard about it?
Is he repurposing his career right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's been repurposed already.
Dirty puke hat.
I am rocking my Baker Mayfield jersey tonight. Feel the bake.
Yeah.
How about Monday Night Football?
How about that? Who did the Ravens play? Oh, the Colts. Who is the what's his name?
Richardson?
No.
Lamar
Oh.
Jackson?
No, Minu.
Gene Hackman.
No, Minu. What is the guy?
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner
yeah.
Minshew. Stavi, he does
Yeah.
that thing whenever the Ravens win or lose, whenever he does the Baltimore guy.
Yeah.
But then he goes, I can't believe it. But he goes, I can't believe we lost a broke down Baker Mayfield. Talking about Minshew.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
A lot of Mayfield on TV this weekend. They were during the college games and stuff.
Yeah. Do you know that right now the Buccaneers are the last remaining team that has not turned the ball over in the NFL?
Oh, really?
I mean,
Don't
they,
jinx it.
they haven't played yet, but
Yeah.
that was one of the stats they threw out there yesterday was that every team has turned over the ball at least once.
Yeah.
Good
except
job, Gio.
the
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
he wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not making these things
You're
up. I'm
the
just,
worst.
I'm just observing.
I can't wait to play the news report tomorrow in a
Historic-
unbelievable turn of
Yeah.
events.
7 turnovers.
Yeah. Set an NFL record.
Listen, I'm just telling you what they said. This is not me. I'm not predicting anything.
Not since they changed from leather helmets have they turned the ball over this much.
I am not a college football person. I will watch whatever's on, but I have been paying attention like the rest of the world is to Colorado because of Deion. And by the way, let's get this right again. Don't have any relationship with Deion. He was on the show not too long ago. I guess probably now it's been a little while, but we don't have any animosity or anything, but I'm not his buddy. You know what I mean? But he took the world by storm, not only because he turned the team around last year, but he turned Colorado around and, bringing celebrities there and The Rock and Sapp and all that stuff. And everybody's paying attention to it. and then he loses on Saturday quite handily, and he just comes out with, pay attention because that's the worst we're ever going to lose.
Yeah.
But from what I know,
Get us
and
now.
from what you were talking about, they lost because they finally played a team that was good.
Yes, that's true.
And so we don't really know how good Colorado is yet.
Yes, and that's what annoyed a lot of people is that they were acting like they had made a huge, they were just dominating college football.
His kid is a good quarterback.
His kid is good. Yes,
his kid's gonna play in the NFL.
Not this past Saturday. I think
No.
at halftime he had 23 yards passing. But
Yeah, but I mean that's not always on him either. I mean,
No.
they play a good defense. It's hard to do. But
when you play these bigger teams, that they've just got bigger, stronger athletes than you.
Yeah.
And you can't Dion he brought like 50 players in the offseason through like transfer portal and
Yep.
stuff like that. And the line seems to be like the one thing you can't build overnight. You can bring in flashy receivers, these great skill positions, but it's like linemen, you can't get those guys. And then the other team's just bigger and stronger.
you can dress 100 kids a game for college. And I was thinking about this the other day. My son really showed signs that he was going to be a good football player, and then just really lost interest in it. And also never really did anything great on the field, but had the potential because of his size. And, everybody was like, one day he could be good. And even college was looking at him early, and I thought, oh, this would be great for him. And then he lost interest, and I went, well, that's a missed opportunity. And then all of a sudden, I was watching this weekend, and I thought, if I trained as hard as those kids train just to sit on the bench for 3 years,
Yeah.
I would be so miserable. Or not even that. Like if I'm a special teams player and I get in once a game or once or twice a season, I would be miserable.
There's a large portion of those players that never see the field.
Never.
Ever.
And yet they put in all the work to do it and get yelled at, and it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't. I'm very happy that he bailed now instead of bailing in the middle of a football season. If you don't love it, you don't love it at
Yeah.
all. This may come as a surprise to you, but I was not a great athlete as a child.
No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Please, Carmen, I like to be humble. No, seriously, but I
What
played.
year did you become a great athlete?
It was more of my pickleball years. But I did like playing sports, so I played baseball from first grade all the way up until high school. But I was okay at it, like if I connected with the ball, I'd jack it. I played third base, which is weird for a big guy to be in third base, but I did okay. I did okay for the team. I never was going to amount to anything. I was never going to play in college, but it was just fun for me. The moment it's not fun though, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And if I was on these teams all these years just to sit on the bench, I would never have done that.
I mean, you get a lot of perks for being, on the football team at a college. But
Yeah.
still,
But
if you don't see the field,
Because a lot of them are scholarship players, and
Yeah.
they still don't play.
they don't make. Yeah, they don't make.
And
the-
that's
but-
fine if I was like, hey, look, they were going to pay for my college. That's one thing.
I mean, they're paying for your college. All your meals are paid. Everything there in school is
Yeah,
basically included
if it was
free.
one way for me to pay for college, I
Yeah.
get it,
And
but
also a lot of these football teams, the bigger colleges have these like multi-million-dollar facilities that are loaded with everything.
Yeah.
They got pools, Xboxes, game rooms, recovery, they have all this stuff. So it's like you're living.
Well, I feel
you're
like a
living-
fraud
if,
though.
If you're a college athlete at one of the big schools, you're living a pretty good
Yeah.
life.
I'd feel like a fraud though because I'd be showing up to play Xbox
Yeah.
with Brock Purdy, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Hey, he's Brock Purdy," and I'm not. you know?
The whole thing with the Dion thing, what's lost is like obviously all these like old fat fans are all pissed off and stuff, but the kids that are actually trying to go to the school, they love that kind of stuff. They love that Lil Wayne's on the sideline.
Yeah.
It's like for them, they think it's cool.
So I forgot about this because it seems like forever ago, but I had dinner with Sap on Friday, and Sap never said that he was going next year. But although
Yeah.
I feel like that's happening,
Yeah, well, there was a lot of he was there for like a weekend or two, or
Yeah.
maybe a week, and there was a lot of footage of him on the field, like all decked out in Colorado stuff, like coaching guys.
I know what the impression a lot of people have of Warren Sapp is, and I've seen him in person years ago of being the guy who's not the friendliest guy. But man, if you've been to our tailgate parties, Warren Sapp is the friendliest, happiest son of a bitch you'll ever see. He was. I mean, I sat there with him for 3 hours and just laughed. And he does this thing where he takes a cork, and this may be a common trick that I don't know, but he takes a cork and he just throws it like this, and it goes flat and then stands up. I go, you're a wizard, and you're a wizard. And then the drunker I got, he's like, do it, just do it. So I kept trying to throw it, and I kept trying to twist. He goes, just drop it. and I dropped it and I did it and I was so excited. I turned to the table next to me and I go, "Did you guys see that?" And I was so happy. But like that's the kind of night we have, and I thought, man, I will hope more people get to see this side of him. I hope he becomes a defensive coach for Colorado or something else. And I mean, you watch that Sap in the Lab stuff. The guy lives and breathes the game. He's a Hall of Famer. He can help any organization that he's with, and he loves it. And you could see it in his face. He gets excited when he talks about football. He genuinely loves it. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, but probably coming to delegate today. Just saying. Just put that out there.
Yeah, very nice.
Probably, definitely. But anyway, so
Couple of Hall of Fame athletes, you and Warren Sapp.
yeah, I mean, I mean, granted, he's got the jacket.
Right.
They don't give out jackets for high school little league, but
You
whatever.
will make it tonight. You didn't fall down the stairs or hurt yourself or anything?
No. I mean, the day's not over yet,
Yeah.
but I will tell you, Galvin. So you ready for my plight of the weekend?
Oh, boy.
The Dallas airport is relatively easy to navigate, right? But they have conflicting signs and didn't tell the people who work there. So I get off the plane. I leave in the morning at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, fly to Dallas to come back on Sunday. So I get off the airplane and I have to get a shuttle to the airport. So I have to ask where the shuttle is, and everybody has a different story. It's gate C21. I go, okay. I get the C21. No, they're like, oh no, they moved it to C10. I'm like, okay, so now I walk back to C10, and they're like, what are you looking for? The shuttle to the airport at C35? And I go, you got to be kidding me. So I walk to C35 now from 10 after I walked back from 20, only to get out there, and there's no shuttle, there's no sign, there's nothing. And I asked the guy, and the guy goes, well, that's down at C10. And I go, I was already at C10. And he goes, no, it's outside C10. It's a purple sign. And sure enough, he was right. So I walk all the way down from 35 to 10 now, and my feet are just crawling. It's hot as hell.
For a Hall of Fame athlete like yourself, all this walking shouldn't be a problem.
Carmen, you see that commercial where they all come out of retirement? Emmett Smith is not. You get older, you start feeling the pains.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. So granted, I wasn't dying, but it was hot. I was sweating, and my feet were hurting. I had these uncomfortable shoes on, and I walk all the way down to my gate. And sure enough, when I get there, there is a Hyatt van right there, and I go, wonderful. I go, I'm not even mad anymore. Just get in there. The air conditioning. I get in there with another couple, and we're driving. And I see the Hyatt Regency, and we pass it, and I go, oh, what? And then I see a sign that says Hyatt Regency, and I went, oh, okay. And then we're driving again. Now we're in town, and I go, hey, I probably should have asked this beforehand. I go, but is this going to Hyatt by any chance? The guy goes, Hyatt Place. And I go, Hyatt Place, not Hyatt Regency. He goes, oh, no, we passed the Hyatt Regency. I go, yeah, I saw it. I saw it. And I go, do you go back there by any chance? He goes, no, I don't. That's different. I go, okay. And he's like, you can call a cab. I go, oh, can I? Thank you. I go, I think I might just stay at Hyatt Place when we get there.
You're in the vehicle, and they're telling you to call a cab.
Yeah. He goes, if you call it now, he goes, the best is, he goes, if you call it now, it'll be there when we get there in 10 minutes. I go, we still got to drive 10 minutes? And he goes, yeah.
I can't just give you $10 now and you turn around?
Right. Well, yeah, they had a couple in the car.
And you're telling me you didn't get the email.
The email?
Yeah, from Creative Loafing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't.
Just go in a van, I guess. You're lucky you're
Said
not
Hyatt.
you're lucky you weren't a cute kid.
So I get the Hyatt Place and sit down, and now I'm ordering an Uber. And my Uber takes me back to my hotel, and I'm like, okay. So the one thing, though, is when you get to a place at 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning, your room's never ready. They're like,
no.
But they were like, yeah, here's your room.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. So I got to go up and take a shower and start over and all that. And then I had some stuff for work to do that day, and I did it. And at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm done. And I have nothing to do, and I know no one in Dallas, and I don't have a car or anything. So I look at a couple of barbecue places, and none of them that are near me are really even registering high, like Snow's Barbecue was too far away and all that. So I was like, I'm just going to take a nap. So I went and took a nap, and then I woke up at around 7 o'clock, and I'm so bored that I'm watching college football and doing all this stuff. Yeah.
That sounds great.
And I was like, I haven't eaten anything. Maybe I'll go downstairs and just see what they got for dinner. So they had a sports bar. So I went in the sports bar and sat by myself and watched a game I didn't care about and didn't know anything about. Then went back up to my room and watched. You
were a lonely guy at the bar?
I was a lonely guy at the bar, and I was the lonely guy in my room. It was a miserable night.
Oh.
So I go to sleep because I got an early day the next day, and this is unbelievable. And I look at our friend Bert Kreischer, and it's a picture of him on stage at the American Airlines Arena 5 miles from where I am.
Oh.
I text him, I go, "Are you in goddamn Dallas?" He goes, "Well, I'm on my way to Austin right now." And I go, "But you were here last night." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Forget it." He goes, "Why?" I go, "I don't want to talk about it." I said, "I was here all day, bored, not knowing anybody." And he's like, "You're in Dallas?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "We were so bored." And I go, "Oh, thank you. We were bored. You were bored." And we were just 5 miles away from each other. I was miserable. So anyway, Bert will be here tomorrow. And Bert's
You guys could have had a great weekend together.
You listen, if I would have just got to go watch a show, Shane Torres was there. I could have just hung out with those guys. I would have been so much happier instead of just sitting in my room. I got to be honest with you, I didn't even watch porn.
Oh, that is sad.
Too lonely.
Too
lonely.
much shame.
But it would have been nice if I could. The next day when I realized that, I went, "You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me." So I'm not going to lie, though. I did enjoy a weekend of not having a wife to talk to me about things. I would say she'd make me do stuff. She doesn't really make me do anything, but just to talk to me about stuff. Just nobody bothered me. You don't understand what that's like until you're married or until you're in a long-term relationship. I love my wife, and she's great to talk to, but there's just times where you don't want to talk.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear it, and I don't need to hear about people's drama.
I get that a lot.
What?
Yeah, like, and I want to hear my wife talk.
Yeah.
And I just
my
like,
God.
I don't want to, and I literally go, I don't care.
Turn her mic off.
Carmen, take this advice.
Yeah.
Take this advice. Like, Chad is definitely going to want to talk to you about what are we doing this weekend? Hey, do you want to have fun? You know, I saw a sexy dress the other day. He wants to get all that stuff. He doesn't want to hear about, do you know the lady down the block, her kid went to school and they didn't have the right test, and you're like, this means nothing in my life.
You are so wrong.
No.
Chad is the busybody
no.
of the neighborhood.
I'm telling you.
He knows everybody.
Right, but he doesn't want to hear you talk to him about it.
I don't talk to him. I don't go outside. I don't want to know my neighbors.
Oh, so you're taking this literally. He doesn't want to know about makeup you saw. He doesn't want to know about.
I don't wear makeup.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He doesn't want to know about soap bombs that you're making in your house.
I make it without telling him about it.
Yeah, but one day you will be like, "Oh, I couldn't get Borax the other day. Do you know that there's 30%?" Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
First off, you are very wrong. Chad is all about like knowing all that stuff. He wants to know why, this, how, where, everything.
I'll give you that. He isn't quite inquisitive.
Yeah, and on top of that, he likes to drive me places. I'll be like, "Hey, I'm going to the store. Do you need anything?" He's like, "Do you want me to drive you?"
Oh, I love to drive my wife places. Anytime she's like, "Do you want to go to the mall?" And I look at her and I go, "The answer to that is always no, but I'll go with you. I'll drive you there if you want me to."
Yeah, he always wants to drive me places.
Do you think that's because he wants to drive you, or because he's afraid you're going to get kidnapped just by going with somebody random who has ice cream?
Probably going to get kidnapped, 100%.
He wants to work on his Pokemon.
That as well.
That's another.
You
True.
can't do that if you're sitting at the house tarking off.
You know how many Pokestops were in the vicinity of my hotel room? Oh, it was wonderful. Hey, Carmen.
Yes. Mike
What
Calta.
was I going to ask you about Chad? You made me think. Oh, Chad is very inquisitive. You know who else is? That's a smart people sign. Paulie DePasquale. That son of a bitch is filled with questions. We went to Frankie's Chop House, and he's like, "Frankie, what's the this? Who do you put then? You get your food from here?
And where do you get your meat?
Can I see your kitchen?" And I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" And he goes, "Let's go look at the kitchen." I go, "What are you going to see in the kitchen?" And he's like, "I want to see." And when we go in there, he's got questions at this refrigerator and that, and that's why he's so smart because he asks questions and he is a natural. What's my look of curiosity? Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't get it out. So,
yeah, Chad's been on this whole like spiritual journey.
Oh, brother.
And so
First, you move your eyebrows.
Well, no. So he's like, we stopped eating meat, and now he wants to just eat fruit. And now, I swear to God. And
A
now
real fruit.
And now he's going down the path of what fruit is better than this fruit, how to clean it. He had to ask me how to clean the fruit because he didn't know. And then
Who cleans fruit?
You should
Supposed to.
definitely
Rub it on
clean
my
your
shirt
fruit.
for a couple of seconds.
No, you should definitely clean your fruit. So then I had to teach him how to clean the fruit, and then I had to show him how to cut up the fruit properly. And
Yeah, he's getting you to make him food.
Yeah.
I do that to my wife. I go, how do you make a sandwich again?
How do I boil this pasta?
Also-
I don't know.
Show me.
Also, Paul might be smart and Chad just might be dumb. That's why he's asking questions.
Carmen, how do you wash apple?
Honestly, Chad will tell me, "Hey, did you do the on Pokemon?" He'll be like, "Did you do the double point back reverse flip?" And I go, "I don't know about that." He says the same thing as my brother. He's like, "How are you level 43? You don't know how to do half this stuff."
Listen, he knows. And for anyone out there that wants to know, soft fruit, baking soda, hard fruit, vinegar.
What?
You're welcome.
What do you mean? What about
That's
it?
how you wash it. You do.
Oh, I'm not putting vinegar on my fruit.
Oh,
Come
I
on
went
now.
to
That's-
I went to a gay bar in
should.
college called Hard Fruit.
You know what? Never mind. Just die.
As I get older.
Old baking soda.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So what do? You put the baking soda in what?
And water.
And then you dip it in that.
And you let it sit for 15
Oh,
minutes.
come on, eat it now.
So soft fruit, baking soda.
You're making my
Hard
fruit
fruit,
soft.
apples, and stuff like that. Then you do vinegar, and it's 1 to 3 cups.
Delicious. Now I have vinegar fruit.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't taste like vinegar.
What
It
about
wash-
a banana? It's hard on the outside, soft on the
Ooh.
inside.
Oh.
What do we do?
So it's whatever's on the outside. So hard, so that would be vinegar, idiot.
Okay.
Are we saying bananas are hard though?
I don't know. I
That's
don't
the
think
The
so.
outside.
Can I
But
just tell
you do but you do want to wash your bananas too.
Can I just tell you that I have a tortoise in my backyard that I feed lettuce by throwing it on the ground in the
You
dirt,
sh-
and he eats it. And I have never washed anything, the fruit or the
But you
vegetables I give him.
should.
And
All
he's
the-
going to live to be 100 years old.
But no, that's not true. You're killing them. You should definitely wash it. All the pesticides and stuff they put on it, it's chemical filled.
Yeah, it makes them bigger.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You're
He's going to
killing
turn it. At night, he turned into a different animal.
Did you see the
killing
big ass
turtle.
tortoise I videoed that was in the hole? He was
Yes.
back in there like that. He
Yeah.
was just chilling out. I was
I
waiting
like
for him to spring out
I
at
don't
me.
like it.
One
Don't
of, one of the,
like a flying disc.
one of our listeners emails me like questions every once in a while about his tortoise, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, does your tortoise is he digging a lot lately?" And I was like, "No, that's just." And I was like, "He's right. He is digging a lot. I think the heat
Yeah, they
causes
cool
them
off.
to dig. Yeah, but he's got a house. He can go in his house. I don't know,
Yeah,
but they dig into the
Natural
dirt. Yeah.
for them to
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, but I'm like, you trying to run away? You trying to get out?
Yeah.
You know what
A
you're
little
doing?
bit.
It's the
little
dirty
bit.
lettuce he's trying to get
Yeah.
away from.
Yeah.
He's like, Jesus
That's
Christ,
right.
keep on
Now.
giving me vinegar fruit.
Yeah.
He came back and there was a box of baking soda in there. I was like, all right, I get
Oh,
it. Now.
no.
I get it. You want me to clean the fruit? I got you.
Yeah.
Carmen, you can clean the fruit, and when you're done, pour it into the bucket and make detergent. You
No,
don't waste anything.
Yeah.
that's not how that works either. Because then all the pesticides are in there. You know what? You don't know.
I don't know.
You're not awake yet.
All right. Oh, you mean like woke?
Yeah. No, like
like
open your third
food
eye,
woke.
man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Like you're
I've
not
seen Carmen's
conscious.
third eye.
Yeah, well,
You're welcome.
That too.
that is not what I meant.
Oh,
But yes, also that.
hey. Speaking of awake, can I tell you this? I had a 6:30 flight last night from Dallas, which is 7:30 this time, and I parked at the airport, and I drove myself, and flight leaves on time. I get in the seat, buckle up, put on. They have great Wi-Fi. Put on the football game. I'm watching the football game. Doze off. Wake up. 2 hours later, we're still sitting on the ground. We haven't taken off yet.
Oof.
And I woke. I mean, I didn't really fall asleep for a full 2 hours, but it took 2 hours before we took off, which was only bad because it was so hot in there, and I had a fan in my carry-on, and I was like, I'm 2 seconds away from busting that fan out, and then all of a sudden we started moving. But so then I got here. I didn't land until like 12:40. Yeah, it sucked. So then I go to leave the airport, and I had to pay for parking, and I have the SunPass Plus where you just drive through and the SunPass opens it. Well, I went in there and it said that it didn't work, and now I got a line of people behind me.
Oh.
So I put my thing in, and I just try to pay for it, and it's rejecting it. And I don't know what to do.
Oh.
So I hit the call button, nothing happens. It's making noise, beep beep beep, it beeps out. So I look behind me and I hit the call button again, beep beep beep. Finally, the lady answers it, and she was pleasant. She said, "I'll be with you in a minute," and I went, "Okay." Then I'm like waiting, and minutes ago the guys behind me are losing their mind. Then a lovely lady walks by, and I go, "Excuse me, ma'am," and she's like, "You need help?" I go, "I do. I'm stuck." I go, "I have SunPass Plus, but it wouldn't open." And she's like, "I think it's the machine." Then my credit card wouldn't get it. I was there another 20 minutes. It was ridiculous. I looked at her and I go, "Look at these eyes. Look at these butthole eyes. You got to see what they're going to look like tomorrow."
You should have just ran the gate.
No, then I've done that before.
Ram it.
Yeah. So I got home at last night like 1:30, but I woke up this morning
Last
good.
night?
Yeah.
Oh,
this
yeah.
morning. Yeah.
Oh.
But
That's
no.
rough.
But
We
this
should take off.
this is interesting. Is that I don't know if I don't even want to say the name. So somebody a listener who had a name that's called this show before, but mostly was from one of my previous stations that used to call in all the time that I knew pretty well. Okay, I still see him around the neighborhood every once in a while. If you're listening, you better call in and tell me. This guy has had Geo-type short hair the whole time I know him, and he's older than me. Now, I looked at a picture the other day, and he's got Prince Valiant hair down to the shoulders, and a bunch of earrings. I don't know if I'd ever noticed before. And I wrote back. I wrote something on his Facebook page, and then he wrote, "Yeah, a lot of changes." And I went, "Oh." So for some reason, this morning when my alarm went off, I went, oh, "Is he transitioning?" That was the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
When my thing was, so I got to ask him today, but I can't ask him now. It's 6:00 in the morning. Unless you're listening, because if you're listening, you know I'm talking about you. This just all went down the other day,
All right.
and
We know this person,
you may not, Gio. He's called in before,
right?
Let's just say he's from Brooklyn. I'll just put that out there. And if you said name 10 people in your life that you never would be transitioning, he would be in my top 10. It would be the funniest thing ever. But I'm dying to know now.
Well, I
Anyway.
hope he's listening and feeling good about himself right now.
Let me just tell you something. From the picture that he posted, he is sassy. You know what I mean? So
When you talk to him later today, he's like, "Yeah, man, just don't say anything, all right?"
Yeah.
Well, I think I almost see it like it was like a coming out picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then there was a lot of supportive comments underneath it. So I'm like, maybe I just missed that one.
Will you share the picture with us?
Yo, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't mind talking to you. I just don't want to invade the guy's privacy unless he's like, no, I'm good. Talk about it, whatever. I don't think most of our audience is gonna know who he is, but some old school people definitely will. So. Yeah, very interesting. So, what else? Anything else happening? We got Monday Night Football tonight. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the gross Philadelphia Eagles and their gross, fat, ugly girl fans. I just looked at a bunch of memes this weekend that were fat, ugly guys and girls that are Eagles fans, and they're all dicks. And they're going to probably be here tonight, a lot of them. So be prepared to fight in and out of the stands.
Well, good news. Won't be any turnovers, according to Gio.
Gio said it. Yep.
Listen, that's just what the stat they put out there. I'm only reporting the news.
A couple of things. I think, are they honoring Rondé tonight?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
so there'll be a lot of ex-Buccaneers there. You know, you'll see Brooks there. I know Sapp will be here for sure. Martin is going to be here, and Martin will be signing copies of his book in the store tonight
Did you see
before the game.
his son kicked like a 54-yard field goal?
Yeah.
No, did he really?
Yeah.
Kicked the
Friday-
54-yard, and it easily went over 60.
Oh, yeah.
for
it was
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
It was definitely not even, I mean, just right through.
So
Good.
now, anytime any kicker in the NFL misses, I go, Martin Gramatic's
Yeah.
son can make that.
I think that's his younger son, not
Oh,
the one
yeah?
that committed to USF. It's his younger son,
Wow.
I think.
Imagine what a great feeling that is to
Oh,
know at a
man.
young age what you're going to be doing for the next 10 years.
But also imagine if the back of your jersey says Grammatica and you can't kick the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good thing he was able to just, like, drill it.
Your jersey says Jordan, and you can't dunk.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what is happening?
They expect you to go out there and just, like, crush a 54-yarder at, like, 15 years old. or
What
whatever.
if Michael Jordan's son was good enough to play in the NBA, but he was just average?
Well, yeah.
What a
Well,
hard
remember,
life.
They
that is.
played
Jeffrey
it.
Jordan played in the under 6 foot league or
Something,
whatever
yeah.
it was. Yeah, there was some weird.
He's not 6 feet tall?
No.
yeah, he was.
I think he played in college, too.
He played at UCF.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Well, I remember he went to UCF
Yeah.
because Dinah's fake boyfriend told us that his son was roommates with him. Remember that? A guy with the airplane?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just that like Colin Hanks is a pretty good actor. He's been in some good movies, but he's Tom Hanks's kid. That's just
Better than being Chet Hanks.
Is it though?
I would say so.
I think
boys,
people have
come
more
on.
respect
Wait,
for
You're
Chet Hanks.
taking taking more seriously if you're, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Let's take a break. Get the show moving. We'll do some Sporkle when we come back. We do have tailgate tickets to give away for tonight. It's all brought to you by Bud Light and our friends at the Brisket Shop. And I'm telling you right now, what a great setup for a Monday Night Football game. You go out there, you eat some great food, you have a couple of beers, you dip on over to the game, or like me, you dip on home and watch it from the comfort of your own bed.
It's not going to be 100 degrees outside.
It's not. It's going to be. It'll be okay at night. You know, those daytime ones are brutal. All right, let's take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. Sporkle is next on 102.5 The Bone. Monday Night Football tonight. We'll be out there starting at 4 o'clock. Ohio and Himes. If you don't have tickets, the only way to get in there is to win them. You can't call and beg for them anymore because we're pretty packed right now. So it's a good time, and I'm glad that we're not doing it every game because it's too hot, but it really is a lot of fun when you're out there. They got everything. They got, Bud Light set up tables all around the thing. My Calta show tables. There's tents, so you don't have to be stuck out in the sun. There's, there's Liquid Death. There's Bud Light. There is food from the brisket shop, which is the best stuff. And when I tell you there's food from the brisket shop, I don't just mean like they made you a sandwich. I mean, there's usually mac and cheese and biscuits, and you just want to stay there and eat all day. It's fantastic.
And they force you to. They're like, try this. Just try this. And I'm like, I don't really like, oh, that's delicious.
So I had a thing, the way I did it was I would go there and taste a little something in the beginning, and then Tom would make a box to go, and I would just eat it on the way home. But now I have to try myself tonight. Ugh, how am I going to eat and drive home at the same time?
Brutal.
It's ridiculous.
Death, they try and tell me that
Still.
I can't buy alcohol. Yeah, I go. And then that's what I said. I go, is this my life now? This is what we're doing every time? I don't understand. Do you guys not see the big thing that says water on it? And
Can't read.
I just take it and run now. I just go, alcohol. 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, this guy needs his alcohol.
Yeah.
He needs his water.
Come on, guys, I'm boozy.
So we're doing that tonight, and I know a lot of people over the weekend. I heard from a lot of listeners who wanted to go, had never been there, or had enjoyed going. So I put together a little list on my own, but I'm done now. My list is full. Please leaveth me alone. I'm done. All right, let's give some stuff away, Carmen. What do we have? I know we got a whole new batch of stuff for the week.
Yes, and like you just mentioned, we do have tickets for the Bone Tailgate happening tonight. Busch Gardens, Hollow Scream,
Ooh.
Shinedown, Lightning preseason.
I know. This is a 90-year rock show.
Lightning preseason game. The 1975.
Still.
They're back. Beach Boys and TSO.
Good, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. TSO time, believe it or not.
December 23rd, they're going to be here. So, right?
Is that what it is? Right before Christmas? I think that's great for them.
Oh, yeah.
They've come real early in the past, and I think it's hurt them, so it's good to have them here. Also, who did I see that was playing with them? Oh, Blas Elias from Slaughter.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Scott Soto.
Yeah, he does. He plays with them all the time.
But I mean, not like he's not always there. They kind of
rotate him.
Yeah.
No, this will be a fun one. This will be fun. Did I tell you I'm going to? Yes, what were you going to say?
Blas, you know what he was doing after Slaughter?
No.
Blue Man Group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was with Blue Man Group.
Was he bald?
I don't know whether they put
so beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know whether they put the bald cap on and do it that way, maybe.
Blas Elias in 1990,
Yeah.
when he played with Slaughter, looked like a gorgeous woman on drums. Like if you would have told me he's a woman, I would have dated him. And as a man, I probably would have thought about it once, twice. Just
He
'cause
was
so
in
pretty.
he was in Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, that's right.
he was in
That's
the band.
right. Okay, good. Well, TSO, as you know, every ticket you buy, $1 goes towards the Calta Family Foundation, which usually in turn goes mostly to the folks over at Forgotten Angels, which is a great
You
local.
almost forgot the Forgotten Angels.
Well, it made me think of two different things. So Forgotten Angels is a group right here in the Tampa area. They're based like in Valrico, Brandon, where they take kids who age out of foster care, and they don't just house them, but they house them and they become a family to them, and they actually find them. They help them go to college or get jobs and get vehicles so they can get to and from their jobs. They're just great people, and they're run by David and Cindy, just a couple that takes some donated property and turns into a home for these kids, and they're wonderful people. And this is what I was going to say, Galvin. I did my birthday Facebook fundraiser.
Yes.
To Forgotten Angels. My goal was $1,000, which I hit almost immediately. Then I jacked it up to $1,500, and I'm stuck at $1,160. It's on our show page. You're gonna kill you, throw $2 at them. I think the minimum is $5. But just think, I should probably be able to hit that $1,500 goal by the end of this commercial break.
Yeah.
None of it comes to me. It all goes to them. So if you got it a couple extra bucks, that would be really nice. All right, let's give some stuff away with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Sporkle is brought to you by our friends at Lifeguard Imaging. Do not let cancer sneak up on you. Do not let heart disease sneak up on you. Go get yourself scanned and find out where you stand and how healthy you are not, and give yourself peace of mind by going to lifeguardimaging.com. That is lifeguardimaging.com. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. 2 duties. Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right. Today, one of your favorites, we're going to do some easy math.
Oh, come on with the math.
Galvin's going for 3 in a row, by the way. today.
All right, easy math. Here we go. 90 plus 0.
90.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Oh my god.
21 minus 1.
20.
Spanish. 131 plus 1.
132.
Mike. 50 plus 81.
136.
131.
131.
I just threw numbers out. I had no idea.
Galvin. 23 plus 8.
20,
31.
32.
31. Galvin. 100 minus 50.
50.
50. Pap.
Michael.
Mike gets the point. Anna has 50 chocolate bars
Yeah.
and gives away 10.
40.
The next day,
God damn it, Anna.
she receives 20 more chocolate
60.
bars. How many chocolate bars did Anna give away?
20.
Oh my God.
I literally was not listening.
All right.
No point. 100 minus 20.
80.
Galvin.
That was
Oh,
Spanish.
yeah.
Spanish.
That's integrity right there.
Yeah.
Integrity.
Spanish gets the point. 12 plus 4.
Yep,
16.
16.
Mike said, yeah.
Yeah. 16 is correct. Pap.
Galvin.
Galvin gets the point. 61 times 1.
61.
Mike. 75 minus 6.
59.
69.
69 is correct, Galvin.
The worst part is, I'm trying.
And Pap, we are halfway there.
Well, Gio is not on the board. He has 0. Michael and Spanish are both tied with 3 points, and Galvin is your leader only by 1. He's got 4.
Come on, Spanish. You need to do this.
All right, easy math. Here
we go. Here we go.
7 times 7.
49.
Galvin. 10 plus 19.
29.
29 is correct. Pap.
Spanish.
There's no way. That was 100% me. He was saying 10. I said 29. Then
I
Spanish.
Did you
Yeah,
say
okay.
1999?
I don't know what I said.
Well, there was a lot going on.
I did hear Galvin.
I'm just letting you know.
Oh, man,
that was
you're
me.
the worst.
Galvin gets the point.
Okay. Bullied his way into it.
No.
It was pretty obvious.
That's not true.
All right, Galvin gets the point. Your next one, 77 minus 66.
11.
11.
Mike. 12 times 12.
144.
144. Gross.
Mike.
I love that joke.
123 minus 3.
120.
120. Pap.
Galvin.
Galvin gets the point. 21 times 1.
21.
Spanish.
I think she can't hear me.
You're not answering. 15 minus 3.
12.
12.
Mike. 10 times 50.
500.
Spanish.
None of us were even trying.
Yeah,
except you.
I was debating 5,000 or 500. I went
9 times 8.
72.
Mike. And Pap.
Oof.
We're on the last 3.
Well, Gio, no movement there. Still 0. Spanish, he's got 5. And Galvin and Michael are tied
Oh
for
my
first.
God.
They both have 7.
Oh. Tight.
Spanish, I'll let you get all 3 of these.
Oh my God.
All right.
I
Easy
won't.
math. Last 3. Here we go. 50 minus 20.
30.
Spanish.
I hate the way you said it.
Like a bird.
30.
Last 2. Here we go. 30 plus 8.
38.
38 is correct. Pap.
That's too close for me to call.
That's your job.
I honestly,
it's not my clip.
You're the worst.
what would you? I would have said it was a tie. Like I don't even know how to.
I heard it both at the same time. If I'm being 100% honest.
I mean,
what I'm saying.
I heard all 3 of us at the same time.
I heard
Thank you very
myself.
much.
Gio was definitely dead last, so
Not
he's
true.
not in the running.
Not true.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I thought it was me. But
everybody hears himself a little bit, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I know you're gonna say it.
wow.
Calling a tie.
Okay.
All right. So no point.
So now we're all tied at 7? Or what's the score?
No,
No.
Mike and Galvin have 7. Spanish has 6.
Oh, okay.
So he could tie.
All right.
Gio has no chance.
No chance.
Last one.
Listen, Joe.
Easy math. 8 times 8.
64.
64, Mike.
Who said 8? You?
I did not
8?
answer.
Did you say 8?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that it?
That's
Mike,
it.
you got the. Hello? What happened?
What happened?
Hello?
Oh my God.
What the hell? Are you in a stroke?
No. My headphones cut out completely.
Okay.
Guys,
Yeah.
Lies.
No, it's not.
you can't hear us.
Hello?
Wait, what's
Did you
that?
hear that?
Oh. Hey, Uncle June, what do you got?
Oh man, it's not-
Gio had 0 because he is 0. Spanish had 6. Galvin had 7. And Michael is your triumphant champion. He won with 8.
Wait, what happened? What? Huh?
Here
What's
you
going
go.
on? Are we on the radio?
Now, in full integrity, do I have a rule still?
No.
Right.
Gio
Gio
canceled it.
canceled it.
Cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, I canceled it, but then we all agreed Gio canceled it after.
So yeah, it was canceled. So no, what happens? Nothing. I just beat
Nothing.
Galvin. Just
Promises, promises,
Promises.
promises,
Joe can't hear the show anymore because he's old.
Wow.
promises, promises.
Promise. Oh.
I'm not going to sing along with that.
What's going on?
All right. Well, Streak Slade can't get it out. Galvin. Sorry. What do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, I guess he will see you later. Same as it ever was, and rock and roll, rock and roll. Hey, everybody, let's rock and roll.
Oh, cool. Dolly Parton's in the news. I love that. All right. We've got that. Then coming up at 9 o'clock, there's an actor who you may not know by name, Barry Bostwick, who is going to be in town, who is known to most people that know him as Brad from Rocky Horror Picture Show. He will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. I have so many questions about being involved in that movie and what in the world did they think that they were making when they made it, and how did they ever expect it to be any sort of success, let alone the cult classic that it is. And I believe they're doing a screening and a Q&A at the Mahaffey Theater. They will not be throwing toast at the screen
Sure
of the
they
Mahaffey,
will.
at the
They
Mahaffey
have to.
Theater.
Yeah.
Oh my
Have to.
It's all part
that
of
place
it.
is too pretty for that.
I've never seen that movie. I don't understand the spoons and the toast and the whole thing.
So
Me
it's
neither.
interesting, Gio. It's been a long time. I only knew about it in high school because I worked in a movie theater and they were contemplating getting it for a midnight screening on Saturdays, and they were trying to steal it from another theater that did it. And I started hearing about what they would do and all that. So I looked it up, and I looked it up the other day, knowing Barry would be on the show, to just try and remember. Every line has a response from the audience.
Yes.
And then
How
it's
annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you're into that, it's fun, I guess, to do. And then they also have things that you throw at the screen and do all that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle
When
that.
I would
Yeah.
see on like social media the people that are saying
Yeah.
they're going,
Yeah.
right away I go, ugh, not for me.
Well, they would perform the
Spanish.
entire thing live at the front of the theater. People
Yeah,
dress
I
up as
get
the
it.
actors,
Yeah.
and you know.
But when people are like, I'm going this week, I'm like, ugh, I would not. That's not for
I
me.
loved it. I thought it was great.
It is great.
I went all the
Exactly.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
blast.
Not
Yeah.
for me.
So I think that pretty much
dirty blonde
answers
hair
it.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoodie.
What's going on? What happened?
You can't.
So we'll talk to Barry coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, and then our friend Ian Beckles will be here. We'll go over our football picks, and we'll talk about the upcoming Monday Night Football game and this weekend's football calendar. So
Some
let's,
wild games.
Yeah, it's gonna. It was. I mean, the Dolphins alone is just something to talk about.
That's
So
insane.
we'll get into all of it. All right, let's take a break. News is next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening
you get the most money, and Zillow says your home should be worth this, but what is it really worth? It's ridiculous. In fact, if you want to get started, you can go to Team Borum, BORHAM, teamborum.com right now. You'll see a big orange banner at the top, and you can put your address in there and get a real estimate of what your home is worth. It'll give you the low end, the high end, but a real middle average of what your home is really worth. And they'll even give you a cash offer. So if you're looking to sell your home, contact Team Borum today. And, of course, if you're looking to buy your home, man, I'll tell you, nobody wants to go through all the stress of finding it and buying it and having to get approved and pre-approved. Let the team at eXp Realty and Jeff Borum take care of it. Jeff lives right here in the Tampa Bay area. He knows the area well, and he does incredible marketing. So if you're looking to sell your home, he'll get in front of the most eyes, and he also gets listings sometimes before other people. So if you're looking to buy your dream home, you may be able to get a bid in before anybody else even sees it. Go to Team Borum, BORHAM.com, and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We got Monday Night Football happening tonight. Bucks Eagles right here at Raymond James Stadium. Our Bud Light 102.5 The Bone tailgate will start at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I will be out there early. And we're looking forward to a big Buccaneer victory because I think if they win, it would be the only game that I won this week in football picks. We'll find out a little later on. Right now, time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. Listen to this. The Pelts Perks program has officially launched online and at every Pelts location. So for every dollar you spend at Pelts Shoes, you get points that you can redeem for cash off your next purchase. Plus, they have awesome benefits like you get points for your birthday, you get free shipping for online orders, special double point sales that they have. So don't forget to sign up for the Pelts Perks and whisper Galvin for $5 off your first purchase and 25 points automatically added to your Perks account. How you like that?
Pelts Perks.
Yeah, Pelts Perks. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Pelts Shoes, get them at Pelts.
Can I jump in here real quick before you get into news?
Do it. Jump.
So I got to tell you, Gio wasn't here. I don't even think you were here, Galvin. So the Rays, if people always wonder why I don't like the Rays, the organization, not the players, but the Rays brought around players to go on radio shows to do like a media blitz before the season. Were you here for this?
It
was old school studio, Bone Studio in the morning. I don't think you were. So they said to me, this is exactly how it went down. They were like, hey, the Rays are bringing by some players tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, I'll pass. And they were like, well, what do you mean? And I go, I don't know that I care to talk to. Like, nobody knew. There was like two good people on the team at the time. And I looked at the schedule, and they were bringing all the good players, like that names that you knew, were going to iHeart stations. And then the garbage players they were bringing to us was Rudy somebody. Does that ring a bell?
Rudiger.
Rudy.
Rodemeyer.
One of the other ones I remember was Deanna Navarro, who actually went on to be a pretty good catcher. But they were nobodies on the team. I had no idea who they were. So they bring them in the studio with this smoking hot girl, and neither one of them really knew why they were there. Deanna Navarro didn't even, it was almost like he wasn't even sure what language I was speaking, and it was a tough interview. So, of course, I turn it over to the girl, and I go, is this your girlfriend? And he's like, yeah. Or the Rudy guy was like, yeah. And we start talking, and it turned into threesomes and blah, 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 and they're laughing, and we're having a great time, and I went, actually went pretty good, you know? Then the Rays lost their mind because of not only of the content, but that girl was not his girlfriend. It was a Rays organization member who was playing along with it and enjoyed the time, you know. But I didn't know that until I asked him. I said, is that your girlfriend? He said, yes. And then he pulled her over next to him and all that. So I didn't know what was going on. That was the beginning of the end. They bring us the crap players, and then they're worried about the content of what we do. Well, last week, and I forgot to tell you this, I found on OnlyFans,
Rudy?
Deanna Navarro has an OnlyFans page. I didn't click on it. I don't know what's on it, but I mean, if you're not, I don't know what, I mean, I know there's like comedians that have OnlyFans, like they're trying to use it as a pay platform, But what could that guy be doing?
I would
Showing his
imagine
dong?
he's polishing his bat, probably.
Ooh, and who wants to see that?
Huh?
I don't know. He was not like the sexiest guy in the world. Even close. Wasn't even in the top 10.
Well, remember 90 Day Fiance? What was the guy that lives here?
Yeah, that guy had that guy was as good looking, but I mean,
you could type in the pro athlete
yeah,
search box.
Yeah, but an athlete that people have heard of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you tell me Jose Canseco is going to do it, I go, I get it. He's good looking and people know who he is. This kid from 90 Day Fiance has got a ton of women watching that every week, and they're like, I'll show her a thing or two. You know, like he's got an audience built in. I was like, well, I don't know what's going on there, but I just think it's so funny that they were so touchy about talking about sexual stuff. Homeboy's got OnlyFans now.
How did he make it into your algorithm? I'd like to know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Do you want to know? I know you're making a joke, but I'll tell you. The only reason I was trying to find it is because I'm trying to search by the city, and I wanted to see. Like I would look in Tampa and see who. Because what I have found. No.
Yeah.
What I have found is
Athletic build.
Looks like Mo.
has squatting capabilities. No, what am I doing? I'm making fun of myself now. No, it was Tampa. Because I found out there's a couple of people that I know personally that have OnlyFans pages that are not strippers or anything like that, and I'm amazed by that. So I wanted to see if I could search by city.
It seems like some people will like forego Instagram and stuff and just put like bikini shots and stuff on OnlyFans, and people will pay for that.
Yeah.
That's
Like you don't even have to get like naked.
That makes me mad. Like I wouldn't go to Drea De Mateo's page to find out that she's there, and like if I'm gonna see a half areola, I don't want that. You know,
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, but I don't. You know, look if it's somebody that you love. Like if Olivia Munn was on there and she did it one time, I'd be like, I'll give you the $9 for 1 month, you know. But that's it, and it's just a curiosity, so I could say I saw it.
Is that what's her name? The hot redhead that was Disney. She was doing OnlyFans.
Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne, but she wasn't showing stuff.
Correct. Yeah, her. And,
But she showed stuff
On
outside
Instagram,
of it.
yeah.
So weird.
She was just posting. She was just like reposting all of her Instagram.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Same with that Bad Baby. Everybody thought she was going to be nude. She just does like bikini shots and stuff.
And she made so
much money.
So much money.
I think people sign up though like $5, $6, $8 and forget about it, and it's a recurring charge times a couple thousand people.
No, but I'll tell you what, Gio, and I know this from first-hand experience.
Oh.
If you sign up for 1 month, at the end it cancels it.
Oh, it doesn't automatically
it doesn't
renew?
automatically renew.
Oh.
You can click auto renew, like I did with Flexi Ragey. But there's something I was like, oh, I know that girl. And I click on her for $4 to see it, and I go, oh yeah, I know that girl. And then after a month, I don't want to see it.
I would
anymore.
assume they would hope that you forget that you've got the $5 recurring charge on your
Right,
credit
but I
card.
think that would stop a lot of people from going there because I'm the worst with that. You know, I'm still paying for SoundCloud.
It's perfect. It's genius. I mean, OnlyFans model is the most genius model in my opinion because they're like they charge you a cover charge just to get in,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
when you're there, they're like now you have to pay more
It's a
to
strip
see
club.
what you want. Yeah,
It's a strip club. Yeah,
But-
exactly. Because you're in the champagne room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which
you think
is-
you're in there for free? No.
Which is why I promoted that Flexi Ragey girl because not only is she could put her knees behind her head and all that stuff, but she has it's just loaded with videos
Yeah.
and free content.
She's putting
and all
out
that
content.
stuff.
Yeah, see, that's what's up.
Right,
She's-
like that's the kind that you want to make a reoccurring page. Whereas some of them are, there's a smoking hot girl on Instagram. She's so beautiful that I don't want to see her OnlyFans. I don't want to see her naked.
A lot of these girls
Right.
say they're making life-changing money though on
Yes,
OnlyFans.
and I'm all for it. I am all for it.
Why, Carmen? Because she's not an athletic male.
in locally in Tampa.
Ridiculous. Don't listen to that at all.
Local Tampa dudes.
What a
Baseball.
Show their bat and
Jerks I
balls.
work with.
All right.
Must have strong thighs.
Yep.
Like to get him in a rundown.
Yeah,
Is this guy a pitcher or a catcher?
all right. All right, Calvin. What do we have in news?
Oh, are we? Totally.
Did we start news yet? Yeah, we did. Pelts,
Yeah.
shows, Pelts perks.
So Amazon has agreed to invest up to $4 billion in the AI startup Anthropic, the two firms said, as the e-commerce group steps up its rivalry against Microsoft, Meta, Google, and the other ones that are fast-growing sector that many technologists believe could be the next great frontier. The e-commerce group said it'll initially invest about $1.25 billion for a minority stake in Anthropic, which, like Google's Bard and Microsoft-backed OpenAI, also operates an AI-powered text analyzing chatbot. As part of the deal, Amazon said it has an option to increase its investment to a total of $4 billion.
Wow. This is from that. They just had that meeting. It was an antitrust conference or whatever, them and the government, and they decided that together they were going to buy into this AI program and basically monitor the internet and anything that's searched on Google for, what terroristic threats, stuff like that. Like if you Google "how do I murder my husband," the AI will pick all that stuff up now.
Whose business is that? Maybe I just want to know. Maybe I just want to sit here and wonder what it would be like to kill my wife.
Well, if you notice on Google over the last couple weeks, they give you an option for enhanced AI search. And then you can opt into that. Yeah. But the same thing, like Spanish says, it's taking all that information.
Speaking of AI, I saw the photos of all of us. AI created us as kids. I got to tell you, I got to find the picture. Mine is spot on.
Mine's pretty close too.
Well, mine is spot on. I mean, I literally have a picture of me sitting in a rocking chair with overalls on and like a turtleneck, whatever, and my hair's over to the side, and I'm doing that stupid smile. I mean, it looks exactly like me.
I was talking to my mom to dig up some old pictures because I'm pretty sure it's pretty close.
Can we all get real baby pictures?
Yeah.
Put them up. So if you want to see them, they're on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. They're right there. It's an AI program that made us all as babies. So, Geo, everybody loves the Geo baby.
Thank you.
I thought you were the cutest baby. Spanish.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My
head's a little weird looking, but
so people pointed out that Spanish, even as a baby, had stubble.
Yeah. 5 o'clock shadow.
Carmen was beautiful as a little baby.
Yep.
And Galvin, it took. So each one of us, I have 48 pictures of each one of us, and it took me a lot to find one that looked a lot like you.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I submitted 6 pictures of you, and I'll show you the other ones. So, but all of them, as you can see, I nailed it. Carmen, you can see is Carmen. Spanish is Spanish. Geo is Geo.
There's me a little bit older. There's me a little bit older.
I was gonna say I just sent a picture of me to the group.
Galvin, it looks like Galvin in the picture. Pap was kind of hard because I didn't even know who it was when the picture was done because you had such long hair. I'm like, this doesn't look like Carmen at all. And then I realized, it's not. Once I saw sunglasses, I knew it was you. So you were difficult too.
Yeah.
And then
it does look like me.
It does look like you. Yeah. I got 48 pictures back. I submitted 6 pictures of myself, all headshots, got 48 pictures back. All of them are black.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I am a light-skinned person. I guess I have features that it recognized as a black person. So all my baby pictures are black baby pictures.
And you can see those on the Vibe.
Yeah. No. It's all on our Facebook, Instagram page at the Mike Calta Show. And I would like, somebody suggested that we put real baby pictures up, so I think that would be funny if we can get that. And then I will release a little bit later on today 6 rejected pictures, 6 of that came out that look nothing like us. Hilarious.
I do not.
I got one I'm going to send to the group.
I'm sure you probably saw this over the weekend. A 13-foot alligator was killed by Florida officials after it was reportedly seen carrying human remains on Friday. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said the officers responded to the they were getting reports about a body in the waterway with help from Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. The alligator was humanely killed, they said. We have some video on Bone TV there. Blood could be seen near the alligator. A witness said they could see a body in the alligator's mouth. And so the...
Do we know who that was?
Who the person was?
Yeah.
I don't know whether they released the name yet or not, or if they
somebody
have
that's been missing.
Notify family first. But yeah, 13-foot alligator.
That is not how I want to die.
Remember Roy?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but we don't know that Roy died in the alligator's mouth either. Roy
Could
could
have been dead
fishing and
somehow.
drowning.
Yeah. Oof.
Either way, dude, that sucks.
Gio, you ready for it?
No.
It rolled over again.
Oh,
Powerball.
man.
You guys didn't win?
Got to be at $900 million now.
The drawing will be happening tonight because Powerball is Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So tonight's drawing, estimated jackpot of $785 million.
Oh, really?
Dollars.
It went up 30 million?
Huh?
It only went up 30 million?
35, yeah.
So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say, excuse me, ma'am, I would like 20 Powerball tickets with Power Play and that's going to cost me $60.
Yay!
Yep, I got it. It only took
did
me
it.
2 years, and $1 billion later.
I can't wait for you guys to win. It's gonna
Good
be
luck.
great.
It's gonna be great.
I'm excited for you.
We're gonna be rich.
Well, you're going
Telling
to
you
get
right now, Gio, it's gonna be
500,000.
miserable when I win.
I wonder though, like if I won and I came in tomorrow and I was like, here you go, folks, $1 million each. This is just the beginning, but you're each getting $1 million. Are you like, oh my God, my life just changed, I have $1 million? Or are you like, what a cheap son of a bitch. He just got hundreds of millions of dollars and he gave us $1 million each.
I'd be ecstatic.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I
excited.
would be very excited for $1 million behind your back. Yes, I'm 100% saying. I can't believe
Yeah.
700.
Like, really?
Yeah, probably.
take his.
We all watch or all get together after you give us all the money. And go, can you believe it?
Yeah.
I can't believe
You
it.
leave the room and we go, are you serious?
What if you guys pulled all your millions together, put it in the bank, and then divided the interest off of that?
Yeah, well, I better. You don't even have to put it in the bank. You just buy gold and create your own credit system, and then you can make interest on your own money. You don't have to pay the government any of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
I
know.
want to know.
I'm not investing.
There's no
with
way
you.
in hell I'm tying my finances to Joe.
No
Yes.
way.
Yeah, no.
I thought you said I could invest it.
Joe will be an accidental
VHS.
billionaire. He
The
will be an
Welcher.
accidental billionaire.
I would have to owe money to Tom then.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tom gets a
Yeah,
piece.
like I don't want to absorb Joe's debts.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll try and buy like analog video cameras.
They're
And,
coming back.
And he'll accidentally invest in
Those are
something that's
collectible.
new tech, and he'll make billions of dollars.
What's that, Joe?
They're collectible.
Oh, yeah.
All
The
that
new
old
tech-
technology.
You're collectible.
He buys the VCR
I know.
that's got double on each side.
Yeah.
Hey, Spanish. I saw some at the airport that I'm hesitant to bring up to you, but the flight next to mine was going to Vancouver, British Columbia, and you had to have your passport and your visa and all that stuff out. And the lady made an announcement. She said, when your section is called, come up and stand here, and the camera will take a picture of you, and it'll check your biometrics and match it to your passport. And when it turns green, you can go on the plane, or you could opt out of the photo, and we'll just scan your passport. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I definitely would be like, just take the goddamn picture.
Yeah,
It
well,
seems
they
like it's
have
a
it
lot easier.
anyways. They have it anyways.
Oh,
yeah,
they have it.
Yeah, because they had that. There was like a big scandal. I remember years ago, but the federal government paid a company billions. I think like $1 billion to go through the entire internet and take everybody's photos that they put on there.
Oh, so they stole
So
our
they
pictures?
have, yeah, so they have a huge database for facial recognition
Also, if you
technology.
think that you're going through that X-ray machine, it's not getting a picture of your face.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting a picture of your insides, but not your face. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's-
Apple already has it through the face
Sure.
recognition.
I wear a mustache when I travel.
Wait.
Never
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Listen,
curls,
government
so
thinks
like,
you're black.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's right.
That's
I
true.
know what's going on.
Yeah.
Big news. Same old boring. Usher will headline the Super Bowl halftime show, Super Bowl 58, on February 11th in Las Vegas. That is the same day he's releasing Coming Home, his first new album since 2016.
Who cares?
Yeah,
for
I
real.
mean, listen, Usher's fine. I'm not mad at Usher or anything like that. And he'll probably put on a good show, but it's just the same. That's
Yeah.
what they want now is just
Yeah.
the same Super Bowl
So
show.
They're
halftime
mass
show.
appeal pop artists.
Yeah.
I put it up on Instagram yesterday when I found out. And people were like, "Why are you hating on Usher?" I'm not. It's not again about Usher. All I said was it put the nail in the coffin of rock bands doing the halftime show.
And I have to
think it'll
imagine-
be a huge success.
I wonder how many 20-year-olds that are watching are going to be like, old ass Usher. They brought his old bones
But
out.
think
you know
about
what I mean?
all the people they could bring out with Usher.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
it's,
Listen, I like I said, he's a good performer. He'll probably put on a great show and stuff. But it's just the same.
do you
as
think
it
he
ever was.
paid?
Oh
He's
yeah,
not-
yeah. He's got his releasing his album.
That's what I'm saying. So do you think that the artist, the record company, paid to have him do it?
Yes, that's what they do now. That's why whenever people turn it down, they go, "I'm not paying to play
Yeah.
the Super Bowl." But I mean, it's a smart marketing. I mean, we're already talking about it. It's in February. People
Yeah.
will be talking about it like crazy, and
Did
everybody
Taylor
will
Swift
watch.
do it?
No.
The Super Bowl
Yeah.
halftime show.
She should have done that. Like, she's the biggest artist in the world.
She
right
doesn't
now.
need to.
She doesn't need to, but they could certainly benefit from having her. I mean, you bring in a whole group of young women to watch that that never watch it, so it could be beneficial to them that way. I don't think it's bad for the entertainment value. I think it's bad for rock and roll. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, AC/DC is 100 years old now, and they're never going to get a chance to do it. And also, as they get older, their music becomes less relevant to this next generation. So it's sad that they're not doing it, but there's so many bands that we love. I mean, why not say, hey, look, we're going to do a rock band, a hip hop band, and then we're going to do a crossover thing at the end every year. That'd be great.
awesome.
You know, the fact that Metallica didn't play whenever they hit it in San Francisco is crazy
Yeah, it's
because
so
they could have been like, listen, do Enter Sandman, dude, Sad But True, like some of the not as heavy stuff, fast stuff, whatever. Bring out whoever. They had Lady Gaga the one time in the Grammys. They could bring out some pop artists that
Miley Cyrus sang with them.
Chris Stapleton could do, or what's his name? The Pickin' Chicken guy, whatever.
Zach Brown.
Zach Brown. He likes metal. He could do a little crossover thing. So.
I mean, I really don't get it, but somebody told me that Jay-Z is in charge of.
Yeah, because Rock Nation partnered with the NFL, which Jay-Z owns that, and that's why they're the ones that are putting the artists. Because so many people, I guess, I read that a lot of people crapped on Maroon 5, and since that happened, that's when they partnered with Rock Nation to make things more,
Well, the best was MTV when MTV was producing it. That's when they had here in Tampa. That was the first one they did. And they had
Timberlake ruined that one.
No,
Janet Jackson.
the one that was here though was Aerosmith.
No,
Britney
that's why
Timberlake, Britney.
That's why MTV got kicked out of the gig.
Was because of the Nipplegate thing. But I mean, they put on the best production though. So
I like seeing the collaborations with different artists.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, like Galvin said, if you would have even if you put on AC/DC. And then put up there a girl who could sing
Miley
Cyrus, or Miley Cyrus, or somebody who's rapping over a beat of an AC/DC song before they start playing. I mean, there's so many opportunities to do stuff there, but whatever. It is what it is. Usher's not going to disappoint in Las Vegas during a halftime show. It's just not going to be what we want to see. So.
Well, speaking of Taylor Swift, we were saying about her. If you were watching the Chiefs, you saw her because she took up Travis Kelce on his offer and watched the Chiefs beat up on the Bears with his mom at Arrowhead there.
Are they dating or not?
Well, that's the whole thing.
But, I mean, what do you think?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
They left together.
His brother said it on their podcast, or maybe he's on Pat McAfee.
When his brother said it, I thought that he was lying.
Yeah, he said
the way he said it.
It was legit.
Right. He goes, oh, yeah, they're together. And I was like, oh, see, now I think he's lying because they do that to each other. But the fact that she was there, and like Carmen said, they left together.
Yeah.
That was the thing. But also, who cares?
Yeah.
This was on everybody's Instagram feed
course.
yesterday. She was at the game. Let her be.
During the game, they cut to her like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, and the announcers were like, I'm sure we'll be seeing her again.
Every I bet a dozen times they cut to the box of Taylor Swift and the crowd.
One time that I thought was good when they cut to her and they wrote 12-time Grammy award-winning Taylor Swift at the game with Travis Kelce's parents. That was it. That's all you had to do is do it one time, then I'll leave her alone and let her enjoy the game.
Oh, they want ratings.
I know.
Yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg. Because now this, even in the post-game press conference, Patrick Mahomes twice was asked about Taylor Swift.
Oh, really?
Like on the field, she asked him. One of the reporter asked about it, and we're like, why did you make sure you threw that ball to Kelce for all the Swifties out there? He goes, yeah, I had to get him in the end zone. And then in the post-game, when they asked him about Taylor Swift again.
I wish he would have just mushed their face and walked away.
I can't wait till she writes the song about Travis Kelce, and I hope this brings down it's the distraction. This brings the Chiefs down.
Oh, and she destroys the Chiefs organization.
I saw that where somebody said, I can't wait for the Trash Kelce album.
Let's hope it's right around the playoff times, like right on the AFC Championship.
He's got to lose that mustache. That thing's killing me.
He's got Taylor Swift.
I know. But
Yeah.
He also has his new Pfizer commercial. Did you see that?
no.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I mean, you're in a position where you can say, I would like to date Taylor Swift, and like
And that happens.
2 or 3 weeks later, she's in the press box with your mom.
Taylor Swift's getting that hammer.
Yeah.
You know Kelsey's got a
mean,
hammer.
How great is it that's how great is it to have that power?
Travis Kelce seems to me like he cries.
Really?
A lot.
No.
Aggressively
He
cries.
seems like it's just a douche.
No, I feel like when he goes home, he takes a bath and he cries. And you go, what's the matter? He's like, nothing. Just thinking about poor people. Like he's just one of those people.
I think I'm annoyed by him because he's so good, and he
yeah.
talks tons of trash and then backs it up, and that annoys me.
I like his big dumb brother.
Yeah,
I think that Travis Kelce just grabs her by the throat and puts her up against the refrigerator.
Oh man,
And says, here's your Eras tour.
I don't. I think he's like, can you put a friendship bracelet on me? And then he's like, can I kiss you? He's one of those.
like we didn't need more reasons to hate watching the Chiefs.
Yeah. They keep showing this preview for Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Not Hell's Kitchen, the Nightmare.
Kitchen Nightmare.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I really feel like I could throw up from watching it. They show some gross old meat in a bucket, and then they pull a hair out of something, and it's making me want to throw up every time I watch it.
Donkey. The Miami Dolphins beat the Denver Broncos 70-20 yesterday.
I'm
Not
sorry, what is
17, 70, 7-0.
man.
70-20 yesterday. This was the most points by one team since 1966 in the fourth 70-point game in NFL history, including playoffs. The record was 73 points. The Dolphins gained 726 yards, which is a new record in the Super Bowl era. They also are the only team in modern NFL history to record 5 rushing touchdowns and 5 passing TDs in a single game.
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback?
Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah.
And then they had the rookie that had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
And
running back.
they were saying that if you had him on your fantasy football team, he got you
Which nobody, if they did, they didn't start.
crazy amount of points. Yeah.
So Tua's got a brother? Or is there just another guy in college named Tagovailoa?
No, I think he does have a brother, maybe.
How
I'm
is
not
that
sure.
how is that guy named Threa?
Yeah.
I was sleeping and listening to the TV, and they're like, and throws the ball, and I was like, "Who is that? I'm not the guy." And I looked up, and I go, "It's got to be his brother." I go, "I bet his name is Threa." And I laughed out loud, and I went, "Way to go, Dad!" And you just told your own dad joke to yourself and laughed at it.
I was so happy this happened because it could not have happened to a bigger douchebag than Sean Payton, the coach of the Broncos.
Yeah.
who
Was he doing duck face while he lost?
duck face? He
I
thinks
hate
he's
Sean
so
Payton.
great. He was got suspended for Bountygate. He was the one doing backdoor deals, trying to get to the Dolphins while under contract
take
with
Brady
Tom
from
Brady.
us, yeah.
Guy's a scumbag, and he got his face kicked in by Mike McDaniel, who's is in his third year. Suck it, loser.
Okay, so my friend Ben Malik, Ben, if you're listening, Ben brought up a great thing to me when Carrie Fisher died. I was like, man, can you believe these people, they die so young now? And Ben said, no, they all died like this. We were just younger.
Yeah.
And I went, no, yeah, I guess you're right. And now I start looking at all these celebrities that die. They're all about the average age, and they're not old anymore. And then I looked at all these NFL coaches. They're all young. They're all so young. Are they? Or did I just get old?
No, they are young.
They are young, right?
It's
Because
because
Tom Landry was 100 when I was a kid.
because Mike Tomlin came in and he was 34, I think,
Yeah.
whenever he started, and
He may have been the youngest at the time.
Yeah, I think he was, and he did great. So everybody went out and got themselves a young coach. Yeah, because they were all a lot older.
Who's the one, the first young guy? Who's the guy from L.A., from the Chargers?
McVay?
McVay.
Oh, not for the Chargers. He's with the Rams.
Rams, sorry, McVay. Now they all kind of look like him.
Yeah.
They all modeled after him.
Young guys.
Yeah, they all went from old guys,
Yeah,
old
wearing
white
suits.
guys, to wearing suits. You went to old white guys to fat white guys.
Yeah.
There was a while where everybody looked like Mike Holmgren and the old walrus from Philadelphia, who's in Kansas City now. They all look like fat white guys. Then they were like one young black guy. And then they all went straight young dudes with long.
Yep.
That looked like they'd be the best at fantasy football.
Yeah. Yeah, and they all are great golfers.
You got Shanahan out in the 49ers. He's
Right.
a young guy.
Right.
And then you got, obviously, McDaniel with the Dolphins.
But
There's
also
another one.
Shanahan makes sense because he grew up
Well, his
and
dad,
that,
yeah.
and his dad, and you have pictures of him when he's 8 years old with all the players and
Yeah.
stuff.
There's another one, though, I saw this weekend. I'm like, who's that? It's like 19.
Even now, though, when I'm getting older, I look like watching the NFL, these guys are 23 years old,
Yeah.
22
Oh,
years
yeah.
old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're
But-
not.
Also, think about it. Parcells was probably like 40-something, but he looked like he was 60-something.
He really did.
Yeah.
I know, and I saw that meme over the weekend where they showed 9 famous celebrities that you always thought were so old and how old they were at the time. And they're trying to tell me that Fred Sanford was only like 50 years old in
Oh,
Sanford
yeah.
and Son. There's no way.
There's one of the Golden Girls, a meme of the Golden Girls, and I think Rue McClanahan was like 53 or 54 when she was on the
no
Golden Girls. Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I know,
Well,
but that hurts
Cheers.
me.
Think about the Cheers thing.
The Cheers
they were
one
all
really
like
hurts.
35.
Norm was 50, something his whole life, you
Yeah.
know? God, I say that now like it's old. I'm 52.
I saw a thing and it said celebrities that you didn't know were gay. Jodie Foster. And I'm like,
What?
yeah. And
Doogie Howser.
it was a bunch. Yeah, like that. I'm like, if you didn't know they were gay, then you've never read a story about a celebrity ever.
Or talk to them.
A new report has named the most dangerous NFL stadiums based on local crime statistics and fan surveys. What do you think? I have the top.
Philadelphia.
I have the top 3 here. Not in the top 3. No.
Really?
Baltimore.
No.
You got beat up there.
Yeah.
Carmen, think about it.
Detroit.
Detroit. Detroit Lions, Denver Broncos, and Dallas Cowboys. They say are the most dangerous NFL stadiums. Yeah, just the area that they're in.
Yeah. Also, you see a lot of fights break out in the Dallas games for some reason.
Derek.
Yeah.
Well, they all just feel like Derek. They're all just sick of losing, so they're like, ugh.
You see every weekend they're like on the reels. You'll see like it's always fat guys in football jerseys like doused in beer fighting.
Can I point out first off, don't fight at the NFL stadiums. Don't be fighting that. Also, when you're 9 beers deep and the person is above you in the stands, don't try and fight up. It never works.
Yeah.
It never works.
No.
You get pulled, your fat shows, you fall down, you fall over the chair and it gets you in the ribs.
There's the one where the guy rolls up with
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
God,
and his
dude.
shirt's up and his guts hanging out.
Brutal.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
No.
You're falling over seats for sure.
I love the one of the Eagles ladies that's just sitting there and she doesn't know that she's being videoed and she's just going and puking down the front of her shirt. It's like, how are you having a good time?
It's wild.
Like,
man.
how much did you pay for those tickets? And now you're just, blottoed. You have no idea what's going on. Unbelievable. So college football, Oregon scored 42-6 victory against the much-hyped Deion Sanders number 19 Colorado Buffaloes on Saturday. But that wasn't one of the most exciting things. One of the most exciting things was the announcer who got overexcited and whoops-a-daisies said some words he probably shouldn't. We have some audio.
This is not great.
It's not great audio because it's off of the TV, but if you can hear it, take a listen. Here we go.
Quarterback was your head coach. I would throw an incompletion, and Coach Spurrier would look at me and say, well, you can't complete that? I'm like, you can complete that. You won the Heisman Trophy. You played in the NFL for 10 years.
Totally dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah.
He said, you've been playing in the NFL for 10 effing years.
Yeah.
And
I like it. I like the passion.
yeah, but I
right?
mean, he's right. I mean, like he was speaking like, and probably right after he said it, would to hear the other guy go, all right.
Yep. Yeah. Tried to be smooth with it. By the way, did anybody hear the lady announcer?
No.
Or I forget what game it was, but it was so funny. Listen, she probably knows more about football than all of us combined, for sure. But it's funny to hear a lady announcing NFL because it sounds like she's making fun of the guy NFL announcers because she's like, that was a great catch by so and so, and it sounds
she's like the lead.
Yeah, she was like, it sounds like she's mimicking the guy announcer. Yeah, it was funny. I
would
forget
throw
what
me
game
off.
it was for, but I was watching Red Zone, so it was cutting back
Right.
and forth, and I would hear it occasionally, and I'm like, is she making fun of?
I've not heard that. I'd like to hear it. I know that our Tampa Bay Buccaneers was the first organization to have a woman in the radio booth.
Yeah.
With
Gail
Gail
Sierens.
Sierens and her sexy voice.
Oh my
This
God.
She
It's-
sounds like she's choking.
She's with the Ravens. Beth Mowins was doing play-by-play.
Yeah.
For yeah.
Beth Mullins?
Mowins. Mowins.
I
Yeah.
just don't know.
And like I
Ravens
said,
and Colts.
probably
Knows more
completely
than all of us,
qualified,
yeah.
knows all this stuff. It was just funny to hear because it sounds like she was mocking. Oh, the great catch.
Did you see the girl playing safety?
Yeah.
Who had a great force against the quarterback? I am not
So
against.
she was the first female
Non-kicker.
non-kicker.
Yeah.
And by the way, the picture of her, she looks like a tough chick.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
she's
and she went
built.
right at the quarterback. But my problem is, like, when you said about the women doing the announcing, I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then there's the women referees, and I'm like, who cares about that? And there's some women trainers in the line and coaches or whatever. You're like, okay, great, that's fine. But then women playing the game, I'm also think that's fine until they get their ribs broken. That's when I'm like, that's where it just seems like if it's my daughter, I'm very proud that she got there. I don't want to see her get her spleen knocked out every game.
Also, think about whenever there's that pile up. We've
God.
all heard stories of what they do in those pile ups and what they, trying to get the ball and do.
Yeah.
Give the old check the oil and stuff.
Yep, the old shocker.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, I'm just letting you know that's what happens in
Double
there.
digits.
Go team.
35-year-old teacher in Indiana was arrested last week after she allegedly brought meth to an event at the school called Family Fun Night.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm going to make a lot more fun with meth.
This is a real quick survey. Be honest. Has anybody in this room ever seen meth in person?
No.
No.
I wouldn't even know. You could put a pile of meth on this desk and if you put it in a Ziploc bag, I'm going to be like, "Ooh, is this rock candy?" I have no idea what meth looks like.
The only thing I know is that it apparently looks like the scrapings from a glazed donut. Because remember
yeah,
the guy
yeah,
got busted for
yeah.
glazed donuts, and he
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
"It's glazed donuts," and
Spent
they're like,
Christmas
"Nope,
in jail."
it's meth." Yeah.
Is it delicious like that?
Ooh, that'd be good.
Why don't they just do what the cops do on TV and just take a little pinky swipe on
I don't
it?
think they want to do that. Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
I thought all your hippie music fests used to go to, they would have that kind of stuff.
Meth?
Yeah.
Meth?
Yeah, meth doesn't
Hippies
seem
don't-
like a good
Hippie's not a hippie.
drug.
Don't do the
for
meth.
I don't know. I don't even go
Yeah.
to what's the Okeechobee? Weird.
Maybe you mix it with some stuff.
Hippie's a little more mellow. Meth
Yeah.
is probably more like EDM or.
I
the
did-
Sunshine Music Fest, they didn't do it out there?
I did have a close friend of mine that I grew up with ended up in rehab because he was on meth.
Yeah.
He had spent like 6 or 7 days up and didn't sleep and thought he was Jesus.
I
And
feel
it was
like
a whole
you've seen
thing.
meth.
Because
No, I would tell you.
isn't that like the cheapest?
Yeah,
Meth
yeah,
is like
yeah,
the cheapest
yeah.
because you can make it so
But it
easy.
also looks delicious, like the blue stuff and Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He made it like he was very now that he's better, he's very real about it. I was like, what is that like, smoking meth? And he goes, dude, it would be crazy. He said I would be exhausted, like to the point where I would be falling asleep sitting up, been up for days. He's like, I would take one hit of meth and I would be up for 2 days.
Yep.
The
next
yeah.
I bet
48
it's
hours.
awesome.
He made it sound like it was awesome, except when he was up for like the 6th day, he drove from Fort Lauderdale like up to South Carolina to go into the mountains because he said that he was Jesus and called his parents and said, I'm never coming back home because I'm the chosen one and I'm going to meet my maker.
If you're willing to accept all the side effects that come with meth, it's got to be like a great experience.
You're doing a lot of itching.
Yeah.
Scratching.
I don't want to do any drugs because I'm afraid I'm going to like them. That's why I
it's
don't
a
want
real
to do
fear.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you have a type A personality.
I'm
I
afraid I'm
don't.
gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a type A personality. I'm not very. I'm like.
Nobody says you're a great person when you die from a cocaine overdose.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I just want. I think that those like you do it and it'd be so much fun. And you're like, hey, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And before you know it, you're selling stuff from your kids' lunch money.
It does
you know?
happen.
So this teacher brought it to Family Fun Night. She had it hidden in her hair scrunchie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sneaking it in.
Yeah.
How about this? I don't know if these kids were on meth or not, but they did do a little driving. A 10-year-old boy and his 11-year-old sister stole their mother's car because she took away their electronics. So they're like, all right, well, try the car.
All right, I like that.
They drove, 10 and 11 years old, drove 200 miles before they were caught by police. Yeah, thankfully no one was hurt. 10-year-old,
Oh my God.
10-year-old and 11-year-old brother and sister drove 200 miles before the police got
And
them.
it was easier for them to do that than it is for Joe to move my truck out of the driveway.
Yep. That's very
That's
true.
like a 4-hour drive.
Dude, my mother would beat my ass.
Crazy.
Oh,
When
my
I was a kid. So, listen, we had motorcycles, we had snowmobiles, we had our tractor, we had all kind of stuff that I drove all the time when I was a kid. So I knew how to drive a car since I was 10 years old. When I was, I think, 12, I got in a fight with my brother, and then I took my mom's car and drove it into town to my buddy Marty's house, which was a good 15 miles away, and drove it over there and then called my mom to let her know, hey, I'm over at She goes, you took my car over. She goes, I have to go to work. This and that. She goes, you wait there. And I go, no, I'll drive home. And hung up. And then just drove up. They were so mad. But I mean, I could totally drive. I could totally drive. It was fine. Yes, legally I wasn't supposed to, but skill set, I had it. I had it
Mom,
under
hear me
control.
out. No big deal. I'm at
No
my
big
friend
whoop.
Marty's house.
I'm over at Marty's. I got your car. Today is National Daughters Day. So you, Gio, have daughters. Mike,
Yeah.
you have daughters.
I have one daughter.
Yeah.
One daughter.
Joe, I'll be your
I
daughter for
am
the
a
day.
daughter.
Thank you. I will
Carmen, your
accept that.
daughter. Happy Daughter's Day. I don't know what you do. Eat tacos, I guess, probably. It is also Yom Kippur, which officially started at sunset last night. So
All right.
all of your Jewish friends, wish them a happy Yom Kippur.
Happy Yom Kippur.
Is this the one where we eat fish?
I don't know.
Nobody
Oh.
knows. Even the Jews don't know.
Gefilte fish?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do gefilte fish. I will repeat this again as a public service announcement. I'm a guy who eats the green stuff inside of a lobster's head. I eat all sorts of gross stuff. I've eaten capucella, which is the head of a sheep. I've eaten a lot of gross things that taste delicious. Like, they look gross, they taste delicious. Gefilte fish is by far the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth ever. My Jewish father-in-law had it. I was like, man, I take one for the team. I like a lot of gross stuff. I'm going to like gefilte fish. I like fish. Why not? It's like they took cat poop, put it in a jar, and let it sit for 6 months in the sun. Then they were like, try this on a cracker. And you're like, I had it in my mouth and panicked. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't I couldn't move or talk because I didn't want it to touch the sides of my mouth. I just sat there, and then it was the worst experience ever. And then my father-in-law looked at me and goes, "Good, right?" I went,
That's when you just sneeze and shoot it out
Yeah.
across the room.
Oh, sorry.
so awful.
By the way, no, they're not eating fish, Gio. It is a time of fasting. So you fast. So
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
We saw how that went.
Any
Yeah.
of that stuff.
I'm in.
I mean,
I'm out. Striking writers and other members of Hollywood are calling the tentative deal reached by the Writers Guild and the AMPTP on Sunday a victory. The deal was announced Sunday, September 24th, 146 days after the writers' strike began on May 2nd, and following 5 back-to-back days of negotiations that ran through the weekend. So,
Well, good, that's done. And the one thing we learned from the writer's strike, honestly, think about this. No one missed late night TV.
yeah.
no.
No.
Yeah.
There was no late night TV this whole time, and no one was complaining about it. It didn't ruin anybody's routine. No, late night television is unnecessary.
Mhm.
That's it.
Well, you have all the streaming services and everything you
Right.
can watch, which, by the way, speaking of streaming services, it has not taken people long to figure out that The Machine just made its streaming debut. Burt Kreischer's movie, The Machine, with Mark Hamill. Just one day after being released, The Machine has already risen to #1 spot overall on Netflix top 10 movie list.
Yeah!
How you like that?
Hell yeah.
Good.
That's awesome.
I think that's great. I think it's great for Bert. It's a tough time to go to the movies because we had the pandemic and then nobody was going to the movies anymore. So really how those things operate, how they function once they're on streaming is a good, I thought it was a funny movie. I liked it. And if you like those kind of, what's that movie with the kidnap the baby?
The Hangover?
The Hangover,
Yeah.
If you like those kind of funny adventure movies, that's what it is. And if you like Bert, it's Bert.
It's this generation's Pineapple Express.
I never saw it.
Oh man, it's got
I have a feeling I would
adventure.
No, you
it's
would like
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
takes
just hate
because
Spanish.
of Danny McBride and Craig Robinson and what's his name, James Franco is actually
So
really
good.
funny in
Yeah.
there as a stoner, like the stuff that just linger. Yeah, he's,
Linger,
It's
man.
funny.
Linger.
He plays a stoner and Seth Rogen plays like the straight guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. And also, I don't care how many people they say Russell Brand violated I Love Get Him to the Greek. I watched it
Oh,
again.
it's such a
It's
good movie.
such a
Yeah.
funny movie.
or did he?
Yeah, for real.
Mhm. By the way, he came out with a statement. They actually had a video, and he
I
said,
saw it.
thank you to everybody who's supporting him, and thank you to everyone who is investigating and saying, is this really
Yeah.
true? Before, obviously there's a lot of people that are pulling their advertisements from him, and they're pulling his stuff down off of Paramount and all that. But he said, hey, question it.
It's getting wild.
No, guilty
Getting-
until proven guilty.
Yeah, because
but
they just.
You know what I thought is that Russell Brand is definitely somebody who's come out and spoken against the system, against the vaccines and all that stuff, and now they're attempting to have him canceled. Now I don't want to take away from the fact that he may have raped women, but I don't know any of the details, and I don't want to make a decision until I do, or at least until he has his day in court. So I did see the video that he made, and I feel like we should all give everybody this opportunity. But I was very much convinced that Bill Cosby was guilty. And I think the Bill Cosby thing, though, has so many different women with so many different stories. I mean, so many different women have all the same story, and him admitting it both in his act. And I think he just was part of that time where he thought that was okay to just drug
Possible.
women. Yeah. So I do think Bill Cosby's guilty. And I also think that even if he was taken down, why was he taken down? Like Russell Brand, they have a reason to go after him because he's letting people in on the truth. Bill Cosby hadn't talked for 30 years. He didn't say anything since the Cosby Show.
Who
So-
knows? He hung out in those circles. Who knows if he knew something?
Yeah, but
saying he's
it
gonna
really
talk.
it really makes me now have to look at even the Cosby situation and wonder whether or not he was also
The
framed.
Russell Brand thing is bananas because this is right after UK just passed that law where they're censoring the internet, and if
Yeah.
you do or say anything that goes against them, they can jail and fine you. And
That's
they're-
what his video was all about.
Dude, and they're looking at the similar laws these next coming weeks in our Congress. And
Well,
the
how
Senate.
about Jordan Peterson up in Canada, where they're making him do all this different
Dude.
stuff because he's outspoken. Yeah,
it's closing
wild.
in on us,
It's
man.
wild.
Every other country seems to be doing this
You're
stuff.
losing the basic the basic fundamentals of the reason why this country was formed.
Yeah.
If you're not allowed to talk and talk against the government now, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
and then they
over.
want to switch everything to digital currency.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
I don't know.
always
If
have to bring that up.
Because, man, it's
all
people need to
connected.
know.
True.
Yeah.
It's a slow rollout.
another reason
enforce
why
it.
I'm not putting my $1 million in with you.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
He'd buy NFTs.
It's worth nothing anymore. They're just printing money left and right. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this before about possible biopic about Richard Simmons.
Yeah, well, what happened was it started out as a meme,
Right.
and then Paulie ran with it.
Well, Pauly Shore is trying to drum up interest in a Richard Simmons biopic because, somebody had put out a meme and said, I'd love to see Pauly Shore play Richard Simmons. There is a side-by-side of Pauly and Richard, and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him doing it.
I
Not
never
good
knew.
for Paulie, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Not good for Paulie.
Oh,
It's-
he thinks he's going to win an Oscar for it.
I mean, look, I'm going to tell you right now. I like Paulie. I like him as a person. I think he's funny, and I like the fact that he knows where he stands in the world of celebrity. He doesn't think he's an A-lister, but people like him, and they know who he is.
Can I tell you, though, comedians make some of the best dramatic actors.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if he took this serious and he did this and they showed the behind-the-scenes breaking down of Richard
Dude.
Simmons and
yeah.
stuff, I mean, it could be something, although Paulie's already old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
seem like biopic is like a fast track to Oscar success. Like,
If you do it well, yeah.
Ray
certainly,
with Jamie
yeah.
Foxx, Robbie Malek
Yeah.
with Bohemian Rhapsody.
You get the right actors in there.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons reportedly is not interested. He's been living in
We don't need him.
seclusion and doesn't want to be involved. Well, you can have the non commissioned biopic,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, even the Elvis movie wasn't that great, and he still got the nomination.
True.
You know?
Yeah. Robert De Niro's rep says that he is not playing his taxi driver character Travis Bickle in the Uber campaign. So that's not happening. So I don't know whether
Would have been a good idea.
I don't know whether he's going to be doing something with Uber and somebody
Oh.
just thought that, or what the deal is. But the rep saying that he's not playing the taxi driver character. So we'll see what happens.
Boo.
And then finally in news, I have some new music for you guys. New music. This is a cover of a song. In fact, I'm just going to play it. Tell me what the song is. Tell me who's covering it. It's all involved. I think you're going to be able to get it, both of those, pretty quickly. Here's new music on the Mike Calta Show. Here we go.
Dolly Parton.
Doing a little Four Non Blondes. What's up?
Oh, she's got that denture whistle.
Yeah. What's up?
I want to hear her hit the high note. You know, who do you think's happier, this 4-9 Blondes lady,
Linda Perry.
Linda Perry, or Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs did that song?
Oh yeah. Well, Linda Perry is actually on this record
really?
with her. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Linda Perry's rich.
Is she really?
She writes a
She
lot of
writes
songs.
so many songs and produces and does all kind of stuff. So she had her band Four Non Blondes, but yeah, she writes a ton of stuff and produces and makes a lot of money. Yeah.
So Dolly's just doing covers now. That's her thing.
Well, I guess
She knows where the money is.
I guess she did a couple originals. Rock and roll, rock and roll. Hey, everybody, let's rock and roll. But then doing some covers as well. Do you ever hear her do Collective Soul Shine?
Yeah.
No.
It's a really good version of it. She did a good job. I mean, Dolly's obviously very talented.
I don't want to say anything about this.
Oh, boy.
But
You did a
breaking
cover
news.
too?
No.
Oh no.
Dolly is covering Promises.
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 She does sound a lot like Marge Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never, I don't know. I like Dolly Parton. I always thought she had nice boobs. And
Yeah.
the fact that she always looked put together and then you find out all her hair is fake and all
Yeah.
that stuff. You're like, oh. Okay.
Good plastic surgeons because she does not have the pulled
She's got a
back.
little joker mouth though.
Oh, she does now.
Little
She's
bit?
yeah, but she's getting older and she's still doing stuff. So yeah, there's
Not the extreme though, like some have.
It's-
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
I haven't seen it
how
in a
old is
while.
But I mean, she's 77.
She's 70.
Yeah.
That's
She
pretty
didn't
good.
go full Renee Zellweger, which is nice because
That's
that was
the weirdest.
The thing that always amazed me about Dolly Parton is how she could play guitar with those fingernails. I know.
Yeah.
She would like hold the strings all weird and
Yeah.
stuff, and she's a songwriter fool.
Yeah.
Like I think she wrote like 3 of her biggest songs in like one day.
Damn.
You know, yes.
Rock and roll song.
That's one of the biggest ones.
When you go to like Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, she's like the Don Corleone
Really?
of
Oh,
that
yeah.
area. Like they own everything.
By the way, can I suggest that we put out Mike Calta Show albums? Rock and roll,
Yeah.
rock and roll. Hey, everybody, it's rock and roll. Promises, 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 promises.
It's no hot day.
It's no hot day.
Come on, it is a
that day.
A fettuccine.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
We do
all-
have a lot of songs.
a lot
Yeah.
of good songs.
I mean, you forgot
very catchy.
Chin to the chin to the
Chin
chin
to
to
the
the
chin to the
chin.
chin, chin.
Chin to the chin to the chin to the chin. Carmentary chin. That's my favorite.
Also, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum. I mean, we've got a double album.
At the very least, you got an EP.
This might be our BootyCon. Wow.
Well, there you go. That is it for news.
All right, Galvin, thank you.
Got
We
it.
must take a break. We have Monday Night Football tonight, Bud Light and the Brisket Shop tonight, Ohio and Himes. We do have a pair of tickets to give away. We'll do that sometime during the show, and I imagine they're going to give them away on each show today. That is starting at 4 o'clock tonight outside of Raymond James Stadium. Very much looking forward to it and watching the game tonight. Before we go to break, I want to remind you about my friends at Superheat and Air. If your air is not working the way it should be and you're thinking about buying a new unit, you can do that from Superheat and Air with no interest and no payments for 18 months, which means you get your unit now and you don't have to worry about paying for it, and you don't have any interest that is growing as you're not paying. They come in and they hook it up and they do a great job, and I know this because they've been doing my home for years. I send them to my family's home and, of course, to our listeners. If your air is not kicking the way it should be, and let's be honest, you still have another 2-3 months left of really needing it for a while, you need to call them today. Have them come out. You may just need a tune-up. You can have a tune-up done. Have them check out your system and get it all ready before the few days where you're going to have to turn the heat on. You'll be prepared for that. It is superheatandair.com. No interest, no payments for 18 months. Get your unit today. Give them a call or go to their website and book online, superheatandair.com, and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We still have Barry Bostwick coming up today. Ian Beckles is going to be here. We have to go over our football picks. We got a lot of show left. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
You're
It is 8:07 on the Mike Calta show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Where's everybody on this show?
I don't know.
Spanish is the only one that has an excused absence right now. Gio's gone. Pap's gone. Carmen, are you there?
Must be nice.
Oh, they just disappear.
Oh.
I don't know where they go.
Eh?
You want to know the truth, though? When I worked on somebody else's show, sometimes I would disappear and I'd go hide in the closet and go to sleep.
Maybe they hate you.
Well, because I wasn't an on-air person. I was like an off-air producer.
Okay.
And like when they'd be on the air and I'd be like, I can't keep my eyes open. I have to go in like a studio and just fall asleep.
Sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
You better get it in. You only got 3 minutes.
I'm
Carmen
so
was talking
sorry.
so much trash about Dizzy being like a couple minutes late, and now, you were like, how can he not do it? Like, how can he not remember? I set an alarm, blah, blah, blah.
It's 8:03.
I know.
Is that why everybody was calling us?
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
Mike
What
Calta
time?
show. Good morning. Hello?
Phone bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Calta show. Hello.
I'm so sorry.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, sir. What can we do for you?
Hey, I was just trying to see if I can get, one of them contests for the tailgate party this afternoon.
Ooh, we're not doing it right now. We'll keep listening. We'll play something a little bit later on in the show. Right now, we're just sitting here concentrating on how Carmen should have to pay everybody in our listening audience $1,000.
Well, I don't know about that.
Man, Carmen,
Well,
I mean,
you
I-
still have 2 minutes to go put it in. I mean, they got plenty of time.
Yeah. Listen, and I've heard people play it a half hour late.
Who?
So,
Right about.
I mean,
Not
Disney's
me.
got to be celebrating right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
What can we say about the station right now to get everybody all fired up again like we did with the ego
Oh,
thing?
my God.
send shockwaves.
Ego Bigo. It is unbelievable. I mean, it was still going over the weekend.
People are
was
still
it
talking
really?
about
Yeah.
it.
I was talking to people, and they're like, people are still all riled up about
Oh
it.
man.
Listen, people don't want to hear the truth.
It's
Well, and
wild.
it's funny because when I came in this morning, they were talking about it on the Roger and JP replay
Really?
Friday,
Yeah.
and it's so funny.
What are they
because-
talking about? They didn't even have any egos on that show.
Well, Monica was like sticking up for Spike, but it was so funny.
Of course
how
Of course
Yes,
she is.
jackhammer.
Spike's been sticking Monica.
How you sticking?
But like the way she describes Spike, she was like, "Well, that's just Spike's personality, and he is about himself, and he is a self promoter, and he does wear." I'm like, "So what?" And I went up to her, I was like, "So what you realize is you describing
He's backing
Spike
up.
as an egotistical person."
Yeah.
But
It's all
like,
about me. It's all about Spike.
right. And she's like, "Yeah, but that's just his personality." I was like, "Yes, so his personality is he has an ego." And she's like, "Well, I guess."
Can I tell you my great ego story from the weekend? So I was out running, and there was a couple, a guy and girl, walking towards me, and they had 2 dogs with them. And of course, I have to pet the dogs. And I asked if I could pet the dogs. And the guy goes, "Hey, you look familiar." He goes, "You look really familiar." And I was going to say, "Do you listen to The Bone? Do you listen to the Mike Kelta show?" And what came out was, "I'm Galvin."
What an ego.
I was
This guy.
Oh, that was the best way to say it.
You're
I'm
big time.
Galvin. Yeah.
That's great.
But he was he was like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "I listen all the time." So
I do the same thing. I
Galvin.
say I'm Galvin every time.
yes, I'm Galvin.
Yeah.
We did biggest ego. What else could you do?
I don't know. Smallest penis.
Whiniest bitches.
Ooh.
that?
You got somebody in mind?
Yes, everyone that was upset about their ego.
Least talented, most undeserving of their
man.
position of the station. What else we
Gio.
got?
Gio.
Yeah.
I know.
No,
What would you say you do here?
Yeah.
Joe.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I like this. How about a swap game? Who would you replace if we had to get rid of one? Who would you replace them with?
I mean,
What? No. I mean, like on the show, if I said, we need to make Gio have a better life here, that means 2 people have to go. Who would that be?
Oh, so he can take their money?
yeah.
Well, yeah, whatever the reason, but if in order to incorporate Gio into the show, 2 people have to leave the show.
Oh, because I thought you were
Can't
talking
Gio
about
just
like
leave?
our show. I was going to say if you replace Joe with a jar of peanut butter. That way we all get some peanut butter.
I don't know how I was breathing out and I almost choked.
Yeah.
I went.
Everybody loves peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
Nobody loves Joe.
I could start bringing peanut butter every day. That's not a problem.
I'm in.
By the way, has Gio shamed you out of your hoodie?
Oh, he took it off.
No.
It's no hood day. It's no hood day. I'm on Tuesday, Wednesday. It's the hood day. It's the hood day. It's the hood day. What happened?
Ba 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 boom.
I was throwing putting the cans out, and it was hot, so I just took my hoodie out and left it in
I thought maybe you
in
got
the
more
Bob
puke on
Saget.
it or something.
Yeah.
I don't
get
need
juice
him.
on it?
That doesn't have sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
need him being hot while he's doing his primary job.
Yeah.
Now let's work on the hat, pal.
Joe, today's an important day
I know, Michael.
because Bubble Bins is coming
yes.
to clean the gross maggot-filled
I
garbage.
have everything
that we
set
have.
up, Michael. I have the can placement is perfection.
Thank you.
You
You're
already
gonna love
said you missed recycling this morning.
I miss recycling every single time because recycling comes too early.
Because they come at
They
6
come on
o'clock
time. Yeah.
I mean,
when the show starts, and he's not here yet.
Right.
Right.
It's no hat day. It's no
no
hat
hat
day.
day.
Right. Holy smokes, this show's stupid. Let me grab some of these calls. Morning show. Hello.
Morning show.
Yep. Whatever.
I'm Galvin.
What's that, sir?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good, sir. What's happening?
Good. I want to make sure that Carmen doesn't feel bad, not like she's going to, about playing the keyword, because there was the last time where you had the bone bonus, the last, I don't know, couple of months ago, and I stopped it in the afternoon after Roger JP show, because Drew would play it at like 2:08, 2:09, 2:11. There was 2 consecutive days where he didn't play it at all, and just was. And people were, emailing him. I heard, because I would listen. I don't really listen to the afternoon show, but it was just, I just stopped listening. So like 1:55, I was like, well, I'm not going to get the keyword. I mean, now it's literally right as the morning set, as the first beginning of the show, and then it'll say, say the keyword, and that's it. But
Yeah. It's kind of,
last time it wasn't at all.
when we're doing what we do, we get caught up in talking about something. Sometimes it runneth over. So, and Carmen never really screws that up. So I get it. Thank you, sir.
It's also not a
Appreciate
race.
it.
As long as you get it in the window, you're good.
Yeah, they don't count until after 15 minutes past the hour.
Carmen,
so.
you know what I think you're doing that is making it more difficult for you is your alarm is set 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
5 minutes is such a long time in radio
Yeah.
time. Like you should set it for like 45 seconds before if you
Like
can't,
1 minute.
yeah. Yeah, that way you have it ready to go. Because I've done the same thing where your alarm goes off and you're like, okay, keyword at 8 o'clock, and then it's 8:04, and you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty sure that we were like in the commercial break during it.
Yeah.
So I just totally blanked.
Yeah,
I'm
it happens
sorry,
every once in a
everybody.
while. All right, well, $1,000 for everyone. from
No,
Carmen.
I don't have
no,
that.
can't do it. Okay.
Sorry.
I don't think. Oh, poor Carmen. Can you imagine if they just they were like, "Hey, look, we're gonna have to take it all out of your paycheck."
God.
Garnish your wages for the next
8
400
people get
years.
paid. Mike Calta show. Good morning. Maybe now is a good time to reorganize your cassettes.
Yeah. This guy's doing can day.
Nope, too late now. You're right, Carmen. I'm sorry. Every time I go to take phone calls, it ends up being a disaster, and
You're
I don't
welcome.
even know why I try anymore. Who calls a radio station, puts the phone down, and then decides they're going to reorganize their pantry?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You would be shocked at
When-
the amount of people that do that.
When I was a kid and I called a radio station, the minute they answered after 32 rings, I'd be like, "Can you play U2's Europa?" I don't know, like whatever. The only times I ever called were either to win tickets or to, "Can you play this song?"
We had a station that was like a local station, local. I think
Right.
they were like the community station or whatever, and they would do the mystery sound in the morning when we were getting ready for work, and we'd be like, "That's it's a spoon in a blender," and whatever it was. Is we used to win all the time and win like ice cream sundaes. We were like, "Yes, we're the best."
I used to call, Ronnie Michaels used to do when he was on late night on 98 Rock, he used to do trivia, and I would call in and win, and then they'd be like, "All right, hold on for a prize," and I just hang up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to win the trivia. Just never cared about. I didn't need to go see.
Winning is the prize.
Yeah, I didn't need to go see Bleeding Hearts at Janice Live. I just wanted to call in and win. All right, we do have stuff to give away. We have tailgate tickets. That's happening tonight. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff, including Halloween Horror Nights, TSO, let's take a break. When we come back, and we will play a game because clearly people want that, and we'll give away what will be our last pair of tickets for the tailgate if you want those. We'll do that next. I'm not really sure how. Maybe a little redneck bingo. We haven't played that in a while.
I like it.
All right, let's do redneck bingo next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening.
It is straight up 8:30 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. What guy sings in Spanish?
It's a woman.
Ah,
Is it Joan Jett?
can't fool you. It is indeed Joan Jett.
All right.
I want to hear something real depressing that I just found out. I am getting ads on my Facebook for canes, walking cane from Cane Masters.
Oh, Cane Masters.
Yeah.
Give me the good ones.
I mean, I bought a pair of glasses one time, and ever since then, every glass company in the world advertises with me. But that one is that's a rough one.
No?
No.
Never too early to start, I guess. I don't know.
We'll tell you though, my feet hurt.
Yeah.
That's a combination of being fat and old. Is that my feet are just
And doing all
sore.
that walking. I hate when you have to go to like a theme park or something and you haven't walked for an extended amount of time for years. And then it just takes one 12-hour day, and for like 2 weeks, you're just destroyed.
Maybe you should walk more then.
Well, you know,
You haven't walked for years.
Yeah,
But think about it though. I talked
like
to
that.
one time I was with Tony Burton in the city and we were walking and I said to him, I go, we don't walk anywhere in Florida. We
No.
don't walk anywhere. We drive everywhere because nothing is in walking distance. It's not like there's a restaurant around the corner you can walk to. We don't live in that kind of.
A lot of people I would imagine in St. Pete do.
Yeah. If you're closest to downtown living,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, where
Because
we
we
are,
live 5 minutes from downtown, and we never walk anywhere.
5 driving minutes
Yeah,
is a lot
right.
more than 5 walking
Yeah, but
minutes.
we walk around the neighborhood sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But,
Whoa,
you know, not like.
whoa.
What?
Why do you guys really just go for a walk together?
Yeah, so what?
Not together.
For real or no?
Sometimes
Not
we go to.
together.
Yes, we have gone walks together.
Yes, we have.
See?
But I mean, don't make it sound
Not
like that's
together.
the
Not together. We've gone walks together. Yeah, we have.
not exclusively.
They're not like
What's a
lunch date
lead
walks.
up? What's a lead up? Like you
I'm
wanna go
going for a walk. You want to go for a walk? You want to come with me for a walk?
But here's the other thing. I've never in my life said, I think I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah?
It seems so pointless to me.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
Like
agree.
when people used to go for Sunday drives.
Right. Well,
you
I
have
love
a
it.
nice neighborhood
Yeah,
to
but
walk in.
It's wonderful to drive in and out of.
Yeah.
Like I don't
No.
understand what do you want to walk? Like if you're saying look,
Exercise.
well that's what I'm saying. If you're just like I'm going to get some exercise, it's different. But if you're just like I think I'm going to go for a walk, like people enjoy that. Like I think I'm going to go
I
for
do.
a walk.
I will throw
it
on-
helps with anxiety,
Yeah.
depression.
vitamin D you're getting.
I use good meditation time. Walk around, throw on some music.
When I told Mike that I walked all around Germany, he was like blown
Yeah.
away. He's like, "Why
Yeah.
would you do that?" I go, "Yeah, I walked this whole bridge. I went there, walked down the city there."
I mean, that you at least wanted to see stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to just get out and walk and
But
see.
that was the first time I ever experienced living somewhere where you could walk to every place was in
Yeah.
Amsterdam. And I mean, you're like 15 minutes from anything
Different.
you could want.
yeah, like a walkable city's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
when
and
I
it was
went
great.
when I went to Paris, I walked just to see the
Yeah.
city. So and it was nice and cold out,
Yeah.
so I feel like I could walk forever. You know?
And not a lot of butts out. When
but
you
I'm
actually can
I'm
walk
walking around trying to see stuff for the first time.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But I never.
You
was-
never just thought, hey,
Walk
let's
the
go for a walk
neighborhood?
around the neighborhood.
It seems to me like I want to use a word I can't say anymore. It seems to me so stupid to just be like, I'm gonna go for a walk. Unless you're like, I need to get my exercise in today. I'm gonna get my steps in. I'm gonna walk. But if you're just like, I think it's nice out. I think I'm gonna go for a walk.
I walk
Do you
my
ever
dog.
take your dogs for a walk?
No.
Oh my! You're a terrible pet owner.
No. My dogs get plenty. They go outside in the back by themselves. I
Yeah,
let
but
them-
they also want to go other places.
And new
Right.
new
Like they
smells.
smelled everything
Yeah.
out there. They want to go and smell other and check it out and look around and stuff.
No, I'm
It's so
sorry.
funny. Whenever I first moved down here,
Gosh.
I was living in an apartment complex, and they had an apartment right by the radio station. So I moved into that one, and it was literally 0.2 of a mile, maybe even less, maybe 1/10 of a mile from the radio station. I would tell people that. I go, yeah, I live like 1/10 of a mile from the radio station. They go, do you walk? And I go, oh no.
Oh, ridiculous.
Show up all
Definitely not
sweaty.
the
Yeah.
You don't do it in the
No,
summer.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, not if
But
you're
at
going to
least
work.
you could like ride a bike.
No,
Yeah.
you're crazy.
You can also drive your car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I gotta lock up a bike. and-
Yeah.
What am I wearing a helmet? I don't know what's going on.
You guys are, what I'm hearing is just everyone on the show is just lazy.
Carmen, I listen. I go running. I don't want to walk. I don't want to walk for travel. You know what I mean? For like
Right.
transportation, I don't want to walk.
Yeah, I don't want to walk for recreation.
I
don't
wish
wanna-
I could walk.
What, you what?
I wish I could walk.
Why can't you
Why
walk?
can't you
Loose
walk?
knees.
To like work. No, because I go
Oh.
from Tampa to St. Pete.
Oh, to work.
Yeah, like I wish I could like I wish I lived in a walking city.
You do. You live in Tampa.
But I don't live in like downtown Tampa. No, I don't.
Oh,
like,
but you can
yeah.
walk around. I mean, there's places you can go to in the hood you live in.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
don't you don't have to have a car. It's that walkable.
Oh, you should learn to run in your neighborhood.
Don't worry, Carmen. By like 2030, we're all going to be living in a 15-minute walkable city anyway. So.
well, I don't want to do that.
Well, listen, everybody's wish will come true.
I'm not mad at that either, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
I mean, being forced to do it's one thing, but I wouldn't mind living in a little walkable city.
It seems very nice.
All right. We got some stuff to give away to you folks. We'll play a little redneck bingo. Galvin,
Yeah.
guess how old Rita Rudner is today?
Rita Rudner, she's been older, so I'm gonna say she is today 65 years old.
You're wrong. She turned 70 today.
70. I was thinking.
I mean, it happens. We all get old, but it just when 70 to me is old.
Yeah.
And of course, when I turn 70, I'm be like, you know what? 70 is not so bad. 80 is the old one. 40, I thought was going to be the end, and 40, you realize is nothing. 40 to 47 is
Yeah.
nothing. 47 and higher, you're starting to get old.
You think so? See, I think you're good until like 75, and then things just start to happen much
No,
faster.
That's because you're not 40 yet. When you're 40, you start to creak in your knees. When you're 50, you start to have eyesight, hearing, knees, calves. Your armpit hairs don't grow in right. Everything goes wrong.
Everything's starting to wear out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start looking at your wiener and you're like, is this because I'm not using it or because
I'm sad all the
I can't
time.
use it?
Not
Yeah.
too much use.
Not too much use, I'll tell you that. Not when you're married, Joe.
Oh.
You know that.
You're-
You should know that more than anybody.
Yeah.
Your amount of times you've been married. All right. But speaking of, how's Sugarface doing?
Oh, great, man. We had a great weekend. It was really
Yeah?
fun.
A lot of sunsets?
You watch a lot of football?
A lot of sunsets. We did not watch any football because the Bucks did not play yesterday.
Oh, she's just an exclusively Bucks fan.
Well,
I like the way she operates.
All right. All right.
Only Bucks.
How's Pepito?
Pepito is good. He's very excited. He gets upset when I try to kiss Sugar Pants. He starts jumping around. And
Oh.
He doesn't get angry, but he
No,
just
but he
wants to
wants
get
your attention.
involved. He just
Wants
wants
your
to
he wants to get involved.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
yeah, like, no.
you're all the same size.
Yeah.
All right, let's give some stuff away to these kids with a little bit of redneck bingo. Here we go.
You better redneckignize. You better redneckignize. It's redneck bingo.
That killed our ears, Carmen.
Wow.
I just played it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying it was loud.
I'm a little mad.
All right.
Oh.
I didn't do anything different.
All right, let's play a little redneck bingo. The artist, get this. His name is Dylan Scott.
Oh.
Michael Scott's nephew. No, the same name as one of our engineers, Dylan. Dylan Scott. Okay, Galvin, we'll start with you. What are we going to hear from Dylan Scott?
Dylan Scott's gonna say girl.
Girl. Galvin, what's your name? Spanish?
Hello. Dylan Scott is going to say God.
Gio?
Baby.
Carmen?
Dylan Scott is gonna say tape.
Tape. Like tapeworm?
Like duct tape.
All right. All right. Is this Jerry?
Hey, good morning.
Oh, man. It's not Jed Jerry, is it?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not the one you hate.
You kind of sound like him a little bit, though.
Jury.
Yeah, jury. All right. We've got girl, God, tape. What were the other ones?
Girl, God, baby, and tape.
Girl, God, baby, and tape. What would you like to add to that, sir?
Driving, please.
Driving. All right, I'm going to put you on hold, and we will have 1 minute on the clock. Again, this is Dylan Scott, and the song is This Town's Been Good to Me. I hope he says tape. Girl. Right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. We don't even have to listen to that garbage anymore. Congratulations. Let's make that guy a winner. All right, let me pick another one. Whew. That's the whole way to do it. Oh, how you doing? The whole way to do it is that you don't have to hear the whole song.
Yeah.
All right. The artist here is called Luke Grimes. Luke, do we know Luke Grimes? Is that the guy from Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Is
I think
it?
it might
Yeah,
be,
right?
yeah.
Looks just like him. Okay. Luke Grimes is the artist. I have the song. Galvin, what are we going to hear from Luke Grimes?
I'm going to go with City or State.
All right. Spanish?
He is going to say love.
Gio?
Dancing.
Carmen?
He is going to say stars.
Stars. All right. Good morning. Is this Bill?
This is Bill, sir.
All right, Bill, we got City or State, Love, Dancing, and Stars. Not Dancing with the Stars, but Dancing and Stars. What would you like to add to that?
I'm going to have to go with girl.
Girl. All right, Girl's a winner for the last guy. So let me put you on hold. Let's turn it over to Mr. Luke Grimes with a song called No Horse something. What is it? I can't read it.
No
It's
horse
not-
hockey?
I don't know. It's no horses. No horse something. It won't show me the title. No horse to ride. There you go. Good luck, Yellowstone.
Star.
He did say Star.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He did say Star. And that is Luke Grimes from Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Now, was he a
Singer first.
Singer first?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't very good. Well, congratulations. That's 2 winners in a row. I believe we should go for another one.
I got to tell you, that sounded like a slowed down Copperhead Road. Didn't it?
It really did.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go for a third.
All right, hold on. All right, since we're naming people, how you doing? Since we're naming people at the station, this next artist's name is Brian Kelly.
Oh, all right.
What do you got for Brian Kelly?
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
Going to say endorsement. No. Brian Kelly is going to say road.
Road.
Yeah.
All right. Spanish.
Brian Kelly is going to say drink.
All right. Gio.
Brian Kelly will say guitar.
Guitar. All right. Carmen.
Brian Kelly is gonna say road.
I already said
There
that.
you got it.
Yeah, sorry. Dirt.
All right.
Dirt road.
Hi, who is this?
Tom.
Tom, what do you got for Brian Kelly?
Truck.
We got road, drink, guitar, dirt, and truck. I could tell you, sir, you're probably going to be a winner. Hold on 1 second.
I have a question for you.
Yes, Calvin.
Will Brian Kelly be out at the tailgate tonight in all his Eagles gear?
Oh,
He is
yeah.
an Eagles fan.
If you will, you got beat up.
Oh,
Hey.
interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Scram.
Road, drink, guitar, dirt, and truck. This is a song from Brian Kelly called Dirt Cheap.
Oh.
So probably going to be a winner. Here we go. Road, drink, guitar, dirt, truck. 1 minute on the clock for Brian Kelly. Right at the 1 minute mark. Dirt deep.
Very nice.
3 for 3 on winners. We haven't had that in a long time with Redneck Bingo. Good for you, folks.
By the way, anybody else imagining the guy that works with us, Brian Kelly, singing that?
Totally.
It makes it much more
funny.
enjoyable.
I didn't even think about that. Tonight, you have your Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. That is happening
E-G-E-G-L-E-G.
at Raymond James Stadium. We'll be out there with Bud Light and, of course, with the brisket shop for the best food you'll ever eat at a tailgate. And there will be some tickets left throughout the day. If you haven't registered, you could register online at theboneonline.com. That is how you get the tickets. Please don't hit me up during the day. My list is floweth over. I've got way too many people coming in. So try it and win online or listen to this radio station for the rest of the day, and you can do that. And I'm going to get out there early. If you're thinking about coming out there and you got tickets for the tailgate and you're like, well, I'm going to wait. I'll be there at 4 o'clock. 4-ish, 4:15-ish. But seriously, it starts at 4 o'clock. So if you want to come out early and start eating and drinking and have a great time before the game, you can do that. I hope to be back in my bed sometime around 8 o'clock. What time does the game start? 8:15?
No, I think it's
Because
actually
2 games, right?
I think it's the earlier one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on.
7:15.
Yeah, I think so.
I gotta
Yeah.
get out of here.
Because it's 3
Gotta
hours
run
before.
home.
Yeah, so 4 o'clock.
Okay, good. So that'll be happening tonight. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, we're going to take a break. At the top of the hour when we come back, Barry Bostwick is going to join us. This is a guy who is in town at the Mahaffey Theater. They're doing a screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show in which he plays the iconic role of Brad. And I saw this and I was like, we got to get him on the show because what it's like to have a career and be in one of those things that's going to last forever to me. Always like one of these things in pop culture that's going to go on long after you're dead. That's a great feeling to me. Like you've made an impact, but there's got to be no way in the world he had any idea what he was getting into. Like who told him this transvestite vampire or Dracula movie or whatever it is. What's his name? The guy, I don't even know.
Frankenfurter.
I couldn't get it out. Who thought that this would be a good idea to do? Who knew what this would become? And lo and behold, now after all these years, it's still hugely popular from generation to generation. The fact that I put it on our Instagram and said that that he was gonna be on the show, all these Rocky Horror people are messaging me out of the woodwork. And anybody who's like, hey, we're thinking about putting the Rocky Horror in, it's only because they know when they do, people will show up for it with their toast and all their other stuff.
He's been in a ton of other stuff as well, but yeah, that is such a big role, such a big thing, whatever. By the way, do you know how old he is?
I do. He's 78 years old.
Looks fantastic.
Cool. Well, he's got the great head of hair.
Yeah.
So he's going to join us at the top of the hour, and then Ian Beckles will be here, and then we'll go over our football picks. We'll find out just how badly we did, and we'll talk about tonight's game. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening.
Mossberg Day?
Tell you in 1
You
second.
don't know nothing. Why do I ask you these questions?
My calendar.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
it is a
thank you.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Go by and see them on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota on the Mossberg Day on the 7th. If you want a shotgun, and if you're like, what's my entry level shotgun that I use and all that stuff, you want a Mossberg. It was my first shotgun that I had, and it has a pistol grip, and it just is kind of cool. But now I've got just a bunch of Mossbergs.
Yeah.
How you doing? For mostly for home protection, but also for the things that Spanish scares me about on a daily basis.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't understand what it is, but every day he's got a different story about something.
It's not looking good.
You really had me nervous that this thing that was returning to Earth that had been out there gathering stuff from the asteroid was going to crash in my plane on the way back.
Yeah, they said it could.
And then on the way coming back to Tampa, we did a big drop right as we were taking off.
That terrifies me.
It terrifies me too. And the guy next to me, and I hope to God you knew who I am and you're listening to the show. The guy next to me was bald-headed and muscular. And the minute the plane dropped, we both went like this to grab the middle hand, and we touched each other's hands. And then we didn't let go for a second. We were like, "Are we holding hands?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna die."
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is I used to get really butt puckery when the plane would drop or to be a little, and I'm saying drop, I'm just like a little bit of a feeling in your belly. I'm not talking about like a significant drop. And I would get so nervous and so scared. And it wasn't even the idea of crashing and dying. It was just that feeling of helplessness, you know?
Yes, I do.
So yesterday, though, when it happened, it was almost like I was on drugs because I was like, whatever happens, happens. There's nothing I could do about it. There's nothing. I mean, if it's going down in the water, I should be prepared to swim or do something or know my life vest. But if it's just going to go down, there's nothing I could do.
These things go down.
Yeah, no matter how hard or what position I'm in, it's just terrible.
You're stronger than me because the last time I experienced turbulence, we were going to Canada, and the turbulence dropped, and I yelped out loud. And the flight attendant came over, and she was like, "Are you going to be okay, sir?" I said, "Yeah, sorry about that. I
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you all right?"
Yeah. I freaked out. I'm sorry.
I have a tendency to watch other people's phones or videos when I have mine right in front of me, but for some reason I want to see what everybody else is watching. I could not figure out what the guy next to me was watching. I didn't want to be the guy that gets caught looking at his stuff, but I think he was watching that movie, The Nun.
Oh, the scary one?
Yeah.
That's pretty
On
good.
a plane?
Yeah. Well, but he had it on a portable device, so he was like holding it, so he didn't have to. Then I was watching Entourage for a little while. And I was just afraid there'd be a scene where they were all topless girls in the pool, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I take it down?
Nah, you blow it up.
Yeah, I don't know. There's kids on that flight. I don't want to be the guy. And then it turns into Mike Calta was watching porn on the plane.
No,
You know, that stuff
80
they-
for Brady.
They did have 80 for Brady.
Nice, yeah.
I'd rather the plane crash.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was actually between watching The Machine and a movie where John Travolta played a like mobster cowboy.
Oh,
It was like a Yellowstone ripoff thing, and I went, I don't know if I can handle either one of these
I'm going to
right now.
sleep, I think.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. I saw that movie, and I'm like, I can't watch this movie.
No.
I love Travolta.
It
I
should be
love
called
Travolta, but
Cowboy Mobster.
I think it might have been.
Oh, is it?
I think it was something mob or something like that. Yeah, I can sleep on a plane easily. I could fall asleep anywhere, but the idea that I'm snoring and I don't just go, I give a big one of those. So I don't want to be that guy that's keeping everybody awake. And I did fall asleep on the way there. And when I opened my eyes, I was like, does everybody hate me? I don't know how everybody feels.
Nah.
What do you do?
Nobody
You know?
hates
Who
you.
cares?
I kind of care a little bit. I mean,
It's not as bad as a baby crying, so.
baby crying don't bother me at all.
And you're
Don't
never
bother
going
me
to see
either.
those people again.
Once you have a baby crying shouldn't bother you because you've been through it before.
I got plenty of patience for people with babies. Babies are nice. I don't have a
No.
problem with babies.
But even if they're crying, I can tune them out.
Eh,
Babies are starting to bother me. Kids are starting to bother me. Crowds are starting to
Sound
bother
like
me.
Joe.
Yeah, I'm feeling
None
very
of those
You
things
are
bother me.
old and
You're a
curmudgeon.
real old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I know
Holy
it's me
cow.
too. I know I'm the problem.
Yeah, it's you.
Even though you had kids,
Yeah. I don't know why. The last couple times we went out to dinner, I was like, oh, these kids everywhere.
Yeah.
Get these damn kids out of here.
how about this? A lady was passing my seat, holding a baby, and carrying like baby stuff, and I was like, I wanted to help her out. I want to be like, can I hold that baby for you? I just want the baby. I don't want to really help her out.
Oh, man.
Just trip her and be ready to catch the baby.
Yeah. I saved the baby.
I was at a sports bar on Saturday to watch college football, and like a table of like a little hockey team came in. I was like, ugh. They're like, oh, we got a kids hockey team coming in here. I'm like, why?
What a jerk.
Having fun.
All right, let's go to Hotline and welcome to the show a gentleman that will be at the Mahaffey Theater. He played Brad Majors in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is having its how many year anniversary, Galvin?
Ooh, I'm going to go 50.
48?
48?
48.
Yeah, okay.
This is Barry Bostwick. Barry, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you guys this morning?
We're great. This is a
Talking
great
about
connection.
catching. Is it good?
Oh, yeah. I love it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I didn't want to interrupt you guys catching babies mid-flight.
Yeah, sorry. That does sound kind of creepy if you weren't listening to the whole conversation. Barry, let me ask you.
I didn't know. I just
Yeah.
got the end of it.
Before you talk about Rocky Horror, my mother loved you. You were so handsome. You're still, goddamn, we were just talking about in the last break, you're still such a good-looking guy. What was the movie? Was it a miniseries that you played where you had like a nickname like Scooter or something?
Oh, Spider Elliott. Yeah, it's called Scruples.
Scruples, that was it. Yeah.
was like one of the first big sort of romantic miniseries, and it was based on a very popular
book
novel at the time, a book at the time, and it was huge. It was like I played Spider Elliott, the photographer, and it was it's funny. It's of that age range. That was what they know me for mostly. Those the TV movies and those early miniseries there. And then I have another part of my career, another part of my fan base, which are Disney, and then a part that are those Hallmark movies, and then I have the weirdos from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
At least you recognize it. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is celebrating its 48th anniversary. My question, my number one question I have for you on this is, how did they sell you? I mean, this movie obviously became something out of the ordinary, but how did they sell you on the original movie? This was the weirdest thing ever, and you seem like a real straight guy.
Well, they sold me on it by offering me the job, first of all.
Really? Was it just the beginning of your career?
Yeah. Well, at the time, I had already done Grease on Broadway and a few other things, and so it was sort of it was destined for me to stay in the sort of musical field at that time, and they just offered me and Susan Sarandon the parts. They just thought we were the epitome of goofy, straight 50s, Americans, and so I didn't read the script or anything, but I did see it on stage with Tim Curry, and he was so dynamic and just blew the theater up. He was, and so and consequently it was a you had to do it kind of job,
right? Because
of the people involved, and the themes and all of that were just so tongue in cheek and funny and sarcastic, and just everything that I loved and still do.
And how was it received in the beginning? But was it a success, or was it was there critical acclaim?
No, it got terrible reviews. One guy says this is the worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
And I say to myself, 48 years later, where's his career now?
Exactly.
And it's got, the movie's now in the Library of Congress, and it's the longest continuously running film ever. It's always playing somewhere every week in the world, and it's just a phenomenon, and it's non-ending. Occasionally I'll do conventions, and we'll have screenings, and one of the last conventions there was probably 1,000 people in the audience, and all yelling horribly rude things at us, which is half the fun. Or maybe it's all the fun. And maybe 300 of them were virgins. We call them virgins because they've never seen the show with a live shadow cast.
Right.
And I would have had my doubts about whether they were real virgins. Based on based on where they decided to spend their Saturday night.
Sure. Can I ask you? I don't mean to be too invasive, but does a movie that runs like this for 48 years in some capacity, is it a moneymaker for you still, or is that long ended?
It was, no, it was never a moneymaker for us. We never got any residuals off of it, off of any of the. The only thing we ever get is a little bit from the album, but that's I used to call it cigarette money when I smoked. It was like nothing, and no, it was made through British Equity, and back then, VHS tapes didn't even exist, and there wasn't any sort of infrastructure to pass on any kind of profits, residual profits. So, no, my profit it has been the love from the fans and the fun doing it. I don't do it. I mean, I'll go and introduce it and and screw around with the audience for a little while. But that's and just to know that you've done something that's going to be the lead line in your obituary. That.
But there's a joke there, but there's also the idea that this was going to live on long after you're gone. I mean, you've made it into the icon level. This is as far as pop culture goes. This is one of those things that's going to last forever, and I think that's almost more important than the Academy Award.
Wow, really?
Well, I know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an actor, so it's easy for me to say.
I'll take them both. I'm a greedy, No, but it's true. I mean, because you could do, you do big things and it's seen once. You do a small thing like this, which only took us 3 weeks to make, with close to $1 million budget and miserable conditions because it was very, very low budget in the wintertime, but you had a sense that you were doing something that was different and filled with creativity, and I think that's what's kept it going. Well, that and the music. I mean, it's because basically it's a rock and roll show with a little bit of a timeline, a storyline to it.
Does it blow your mind that you that this is still so popular that new generations are learning about it and learning how to shout at the screen and bring their toast and all that stuff? Does it blow your mind that this is still going on?
Yeah, it does. I mean, only in that I look at a younger audience and I think to myself, they're the third generation maybe of people who've seeing this thing. And usually the younger generation doesn't want to have anything to do with the older generation's taste, right? But I think to myself, well, if they only knew that their grandmother, their granny, back in the 70s, was running around a theater in her underwear, singing "Touch It, Touch It, Touch Me," and she was a slut. I mean, and how many people want to, think about their grandparents or their grandfather, running around in high heels and mesh stockings.
As I'm sure more people are experiencing that than they ever thought they would. This is Barry Bostwick. He is going to be at the Mahaffey Theater celebrating the 48th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, one of the most successful, iconic films that you'd never expect to be, and you're going to be able to go there. There's limited exclusive VIP meet and greets to meet Barry and have a photo opportunity, get an autograph. They also have memorabilia and artifacts, and the actual costume is going to be there. If you're somebody who's seen the show 1,000 times, there's nothing like seeing it with Barry involved in it and get to see some of the memorabilia there. And of course, anybody that's seen the 1,000 wants to see the 1,001. So I the only downside to it, Barry, was I used to work in a movie theater. So there were times where I had to do the cleanup, which wasn't the most fun part of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Screw you. That's part of it. That was a good part of your growing up. You learned responsibility. You learned cleanliness. And OCD, and you probably went right into your OCD issues. Unfortunately, so many of the theaters now don't let you do what was organic to this thing. They can't throw the rice because they're afraid that it's going to attract mice. And they can't throw the hot dogs. And you can't light your Bic lighter. Well, they don't probably exist anymore. For all that, you have to use your cell phones. And a lot of theaters won't let you throw the toilet paper, the Scotch toilet paper, which is what you were probably very upset about when you had to clean it.
Yes.
Because it would get wet something, and then it's all over the place.
I'm going to be honest. I was more amazed than I was upset. The idea that there would never not be a large crowd at a midnight screening blew my mind, and it wasn't my type of thing. I was a little bit younger. I didn't really know what was going on, and to think about that this is still going strong around the world. Have you done or experienced this in other countries, or is this strictly an American thing?
No, it's all over the world. It's all over the world. We had a 40th anniversary in New York, on our 40th anniversary, and the shadowcasts from all over the world were there. Japanese kids came over, the German kids, and and a lot of it stems from the fact that it was originally a musical, a stage musical,
right?
And the Rocky Horror Show, and not the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And so it's done continuously around the world in 20 different languages, and it's a favorite. It's a favorite amongst even community theaters. It's and my community theater here. I live in Mount Dora, which is
you're right over here.
Yeah, and our little community theater, the Bay Players, did it last year, and it was a spectacular success. And it just sells out everywhere it is. It sells out, and
that's great.
I just don't think that'll ever end. I think it's.
Are you a married gentleman?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I am. 29 years.
I gotta tell you, my mother, if she knew you were in Mount Doris, she probably went over there and started stalking you. She loved you for a long time. I knew who you were when I was a kid.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
She's dead. You're safe. You're safe now.
Son, are you my son?
No, you know how I know I'm not your son? Because I don't have that good hair like you have. God damn, you still have great hair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm sort of follically fortunate, I would suspect.
Barry, I got to tell you, I think that it's great that you recognize how much this movie means to its fans and that you're still willing to be a part of it. I think that means a lot to them. There's probably going to be parents taking their kids there. There's probably going to be maybe even 3 generations of of kids these days that are going to do this, and I think it means a lot to these people. The minute I put on Instagram that you were going to be on the show, I received a bunch of emails from people that said, "You don't understand. I love this. I acted in it. My friend was an actor." It really reaches the people, and that you notice that and are willing to go out there and put your time in to do this at the Mahaffey Theater, I think is a big deal to them.
Well, thank you. I appreciate them. They are, and I appreciate that the light is still lit around the world for people discovering who they really are, and their genuineness and their, I think, understanding for the differences in us all. And I think this movie has pushed the needle a little bit for that, and I'm very proud of that.
Well, I hear you, and I think that there will be a bunch of people out there to meet you. This is happening at the Mahaffey Theater. It's a 40th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You'll get to meet Barry. They have VIP meet and greets available to meet him. They have you can take a photo, get an autograph, but they also have memorabilia on display from the movie and artifacts and things you might want to check out. Barry, it's a pleasure to talk to you, and I appreciate you coming on the air this morning, and I hope that you had a huge turnout at the Mahaffey.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to it very much. And are you going to get your feather boa out of the closet for this?
I'm wearing it right now as we speak.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, I'll see you guys later.
Have a great day. Thank you. Appreciate it. There you go. Barry Bostwick.
Bye.
Thanks, Carmen. Listen to me. That is a huge, iconic movie, whether you like it or you hate it. People, you have to know that, because a lot of times you roll your eyes at things, but there are generations and generations of people that are going to still dress up in their fishnets and boas and all that stuff and enjoy it. And I didn't even take into consideration until he said that this is one of those movies that allows people to be themselves, and you can go there and be a weirdo and hang out with other weirdos. It's kind of always. Do you ever go to that castle, Ian?
Oh no, it's not my thing.
Well, I've never been there. I feel like I would like it if I went, but I also feel like that's another place where you can go there and be a weirdo and everybody loves you.
I keep on hearing stories of that bootlicker guy.
Yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, the shoe licker.
The shoe licker.
He
Yeah,
likes to get dealt with. I don't like dudes like.
I don't think he'll come chase you if you don't want him around. Although I've heard he plays smooth moves, like you drop something, I'll get it. And then
Yeah.
If that happened to me, I would laugh so hard. If the guy was like, "Hey, you dropped it," and he bent down to get it, and I see him licking my shoe, I would just get out of here, you crazy kid.
You have to ask first for fetishes.
No, because if you ask, I think that's part of the fetish.
Yeah, but that's taken.
Yeah, but you're not really having any effect on it. You didn't lick your leg.
You
lick
go
your
from
shoe.
shoe licker to shoe kicker.
Yeah,
Shoe kicker in the face.
really bad. Ian Beckles is here in the studio with us. I'm going to take a quick break so we can get commercials out of the way and come back. We'll go over our football picks, then we'll talk about the upcoming Monday Night Football game, this past weekend's game. We'll do that right when we come back from break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. It's 102.5 The Bone. In the studio with us, our friend Ian Beckles is here, former NFL player, radio host, and host of the Bone Sports Show on Saturday mornings. What did we do this Saturday? Anybody on the show?
This coming up?
Yeah, no, that was last Saturday. I was out of
Last Saturday
town.
was just me and Heavy Lyrics doing our thing.
Oh, I didn't know Heavy Lyrics was on the show.
Heavy's very versed in football.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to bring him by the tailgate tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll know who he is.
He's the heavy one?
Yeah, he's heavy one. And if you're heavy looking next to me, you're packing it.
All right, good. I'm excited. I'm ready for the tailgate. I am. I
am too.
like a Monday Night Football tailgate. I'm going early.
Yeah, and for those that think it's willy-nilly and anybody can get there,
Oh, no.
I'm pretty connected in the station. Melanie's pretty connected. I hit her up like 3 weeks ago, and I didn't get an okay till yesterday.
Really?
Like, this is serious now. This is like Taylor
love that you
Swift. This is
think
Taylor Swift.
That's the way to get in.
Snubbed.
Why didn't you just call me and be like, put me in Heavy Lyrics? on the list?
Because I know you probably get hit up by everybody.
Yeah, but you got to be kidding me. The people that made the list compared to.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
It is your thing.
Yeah,
Ian-
also, you don't need to
Ian-
be on a list. You just show up there and be like, me and big old Lyrics are here.
It's not my thing.
By the way, Ian, no ego.
Yeah,
Not a bad ego. I mean,
No.
you're confident,
Everybody has
that.
an ego,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, but
yes.
not-
But you know what I'm saying.
I get it.
Ego is not being self-aware. Like, you know where you are. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I probably could show up to a place and just get in, but I don't want to be that guy either.
I understand.
That's ego.
People say ego like it's negative.
Right.
Sometimes
Can
it
be.
is.
Ego it can be both though.
Sure.
Okay, like do I have the ego to be somewhere and go, do you know who I am?
No.
That's not ego to me. That's just I don't know what that is.
That's
By the way,
Yeah.
that always backfires because you shouldn't have to ask if people know who you are
Correct.
if you are somebody. Because the worst comeback to that, and I used to have to deal with that all the time. Do you know who I am?
Obviously not.
No.
Obviously not.
Just no.
Right.
And then just what do you do from there?
People have said to me, "Are you famous?" And I always go, "If I was, you wouldn't have to ask me that
That's,
question."
that's well. I've never done that. I have done this. I've not been allowed in a building before.
In a building.
In a one. I'm not gonna say the name of the place. It's probably still there. They had a hip hop night in the back. Okay, and I showed up. I'm not bragging. In a limousine with 10 of my people.
Oh,
We
well,
open up the door.
I mean, that's over the level.
And the smoke, as the smoke wafts out,
Yeah.
me and my 10 people come out. We're all
Now-
we're all dressed probably similar to what I'm dressed now.
As a bouncer, I
Yes.
would have to say, "I'm sorry, we have no shorts tonight."
But I was wearing jeans.
I'm sorry, we have you have no jeans tonight.
Well,
I know it's
once
coming.
again, it's hip hop night, right?
Yeah.
So the bouncer looks at me as I walk out of a limousine with 10 people. If you're a bouncer
Oh, that's
and
money.
I'm an owner,
Yeah.
if you don't let those people in, you're fired.
I escort them in,
There you
and
go.
I go, "Come on
Yes.
this way." All 10 of you people
Yes.
who, yeah.
So
I
we
get
walk
it.
into the club smelling like pine cones, ready to buy up the building. Okay, the guy looks at me, he looks me up and down, he goes, "No running shoes, no baggy pants, no baggy shirt, no hats." And I go, "There are no black people there?"
Yeah.
I go, "No baggy shirts."
Yeah.
I go, "You said no baggy shirts, right?" And I go, "Can you get your manager for me, please?" The manager comes in. I go, "Hi, my name is Ian Beckles. You guys were on my radio show last week, pumping up this event." I go, "So your bouncer's not letting me and my 10 people in because I have a baggy shirt. What do you have to say?" She looks at him. She goes, "Come with me, sir." Right. Sat me down. Like, that wasn't about ego, okay?
No.
Who is you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But ego could also be sitting down at a chessboard thinking 100% I'm going to win. That's ego too. I don't think that's negative.
But you have to have in certain jobs a certain amount of ego. I have to be a little bit of a jerk off here. I act differently here in my interactions with people than I would in real life. I'm a sweet guy in real life. I don't want to make. I know I'm a big guy. I don't want to intimidate women or smaller people because I'm
the same way.
I got an angry face, so I always look like I'm a mean guy, but I'm not. So I go out of my way to be nice, especially in a service area where if I'm dealing with a waiter or a busboy or something, because I've been there, I've done those jobs, and I go out of my way to be nice to them. At least I think I do. There's probably a couple listening right now and go, no, we hate that a-hole. But I'm just saying that. But when it comes to this job, I have to be a little bit of a different person sometimes.
Of course you do.
And I think sometimes people want that. They want me to be different than the average person. It's I meet Tom Cruise. I don't want him to be like, hey, how you doing? I want to be like, what's up, Tom Cruise?
And the thing is, first of all, you're not an egomaniac, but you have to have an ego to be where you are. If you were egomaniac, you wouldn't let me on your show.
Yes,
I've had other people that I could feel don't want me on their show.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you have to figure this, okay? We're on a station that has no space on a station.
Right.
The second I got fired over there, somebody's like, oh, they'll pick you up on the bone. I go, let me explain radio to you.
Yeah.
You just can't create radio.
Right.
Hey, let's put Ian on. Where? How are we going to make up a salary? It doesn't work that way. There's probably other people on the station that probably won't be so as inviting because they don't want to bring me back in the fray because there is a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not worried about the hierarchy.
No,
Okay.
There's a certain amount of security that you need to have to do this job too. When Galvin came on the show, it was very clear that he was funny, and I had no problem saying he's the funnier one because as funny as he is, it elevates the show. Yeah, but it adds to the show's success, and that's what I want. I don't get that, but. Anyway, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad you're.
It's good to be here. I appreciate you.
Who do you think has the biggest ego? And they say, no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be in that position.
Man. Stir it up.
I don't want to do that. All right, give me a top three.
Of ego of what?
At the radio station. That's what we did last week that caused a big stir.
Oh, man. You won't get.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay away
You don't
from
want to
that.
cause unnecessary
Nah,
rifts. If we were all doing it together, it's
Yeah.
one thing, but you just doing it now is
I'll
a
be
little
honest
different.
with you. I have no problem with anybody.
No,
on this
it's not a
radio
problem.
station, yes.
It's not a problem. I mean, there are some people I like and I don't like, but it doesn't mean we can't all work together.
Correct.
There's plenty of room for everybody.
There's room for everybody, but everybody knows where they stand with other people. You know what I mean?
This is the other thing. I crap all over JR or whatever his stupid name is now, Rockface. And then from what I understand through social media, he was destroying me the other night. I didn't listen to it. He has every right to do it, and good for him. I don't care. That's if I expect if you're gonna crap on somebody, they're gonna crap on your back. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. I'm not mad at it. If I saw him tomorrow, I'd shake his hand and be like, "What's up?"
You know, it's funny having had a show for quite a few years. I have to say what I mean, what I think. Okay, my opinion. I can't go any other way. So if say you're a player and you're listening. And you're listening to Ian Beckles, former player, talk about you playing poorly.
Yeah.
You think you're going to like me?
Yeah, I know who won't like you.
Well, a lot of guys don't like. I know a lot of guys. I can tell you, Gerald McCoy.
I was gonna say Gerald McCoy, because I hate him.
You know why he doesn't like me?
Well, because you're honest. Yeah.
Reality.
Yeah.
Because I've never said Gerald McCoy's not a good football player. You won't find it.
Right.
I would say he's an overrated player.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, what about? And I say, sit down and watch the game with me. And after you watch the game, you'll go, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He has no instincts.
Nope.
He's firing off the ball. And if the firing leads to a play, he makes the play, or else he's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Warren Sapp put his hand on the ground and was a menace all the time.
Every
If the
play.
ball was going over there, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the ball's left, and Gerald is out of bounds on the right. He has no instincts. Unfortunately for Gerald, if I was to evaluate his three technique, out of anybody in all of Tampa Bay, you know who I pick?
Who?
Me. Who knows more about a three technique than me, other than somebody who played it or blocked it.
Right.
So you don't want a former player saying you're not as good as the 8 Pro Bowls or whatever he made. You don't want anybody saying that. He can't like me. No way. I get it.
Yeah, no, I would imagine so. I'd imagine that that I think that those guys would probably be like, oh, he used to play for the Bucs. He shouldn't be so hard on me. But that's what you do now. That's your
I guarantee
job.
Gerald goes, who?
No.
He goes, did he make any Pro
He knows.
Bowls? He was on a terrible team. But listen, I heard people say, well, who cares what Trent Dilfer said? He was a terrible quarterback. Or that has nothing to do with evaluating things.
No.
Trent Dilfer knows 89,000 times more football than anybody listening right now. That's real.
Yeah. Well, look, I agree with you that I would love to know. I'm going to start paying attention to find out who likes you and who doesn't like you. I'm gonna start asking.
I will guarantee I could tell you who doesn't like me.
Give me a top 3. Gerald McCoy.
Oh no, he doesn't like. He doesn't like me.
Right. Who else do you think?
I didn't speak highly of Barrett Ruud because I didn't think he was very good.
Okay.
And then
I forgot about Barrett. So.
and there was another guy, may he rest in peace, Gaines Adams.
He probably doesn't.
No, he
care.
wasn't good.
Right.
Okay. Chris Forster was my old line coach. He got caught sending a video of him doing line of cocaine to a black stripper. John Gruden, I didn't get along with. Rest my case.
Wait, let me ask you a question about Gruden. You didn't play with Gruden.
I played for John Gruden in Philadelphia. He was my offensive coordinator. I also did the John Gruden show for a whole year. And the next year I was fired. I got paid, but they fired me to not do the show because he didn't like the questions.
Yeah.
You know how it turned out? It was like I walk in this little office, not even an office, a cubicle. And he's sitting there looking at me. They're 5 and 11 or whatever they are. And he hates me. And he's looking at me. I go, "What's up, John?" Puts a dip in. And Jeff Ryan goes, "You probably should be very positive today." He's not in a good mood. And I go, 5 and 11.
Yeah.
So I get out there and I'm just asking him questions. Nobody else. And one time at the end he goes, "Maybe you're the problem. Maybe we should fire you." That's what he said to me.
Are you
That was
serious?
the last show, yeah.
Oh.
And I got fired, yeah. But I got paid to not work.
Yeah.
That's
I've been
beautiful.
there.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as much. It's not as cool as you
Correct.
think it is.
It goes quickly.
Yeah.
It goes quick.
I will tell you that I told my son the other day, I was explaining to him my timeline of radio, and I said, and then I got fired, and for a year or for 6 months, I sat home getting paid. He's like, "That's great." I go, "No, it's not.
It's not.
It's when I became the fattest and did the most gambling I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, that's
all I had.
It's a funny time.
Snacks and online poker was all I did because you couldn't be like, "Well, I'm going to go to Europe and see Europe." Well, I have a couple of months off. Really? Because what am I going to pay for my bills with when I'm done spending money in Europe? You know, you just don't know the future, so you can't do anything.
Well, during those 6 months, you have to start getting prepared for after the 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, but mentally, I couldn't until I had something locked in. I could not be, I couldn't enjoy the time off.
I get it.
So
I heard somebody yesterday goes, "Well, I'm going to try to do this. I have 2 years worth of savings," and I go, "That's a bad attitude."
Yeah.
You don't dig through your savings, bro. You add to your savings.
No.
Seriously. If you go through that savings, going after some dream and the dream doesn't work, then your ass out.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife the other day about savings. We're trying to be way more conscious of that. I mean, we're raising 2 children at the same time, and I said, we've got a lot of money in savings. We did a good job at holding back and being responsible. However, we also wouldn't live for more than 2 years on what we have now. I mean, what are we doing for the rest of our lives?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's what's funny. People think that football players especially are the dumbest people out there. Okay.
Yeah.
When I finished playing in 1999, I had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Compared to now,
Right.
I mean, I had a lot of money.
Sure.
That's a long time ago. So between then and now, I had to put 3 kids through high school, 3 kids through college. I had property taxes. I lived in Culbreth, Isles, blah, blah, blah. The money goes away.
Yeah.
And
A lot of hats.
A lot of But I also had a pretty darn good job.
Yeah.
Imagine I didn't have that.
Right.
I heard
What do
you
you
guys the
do?
other day about Mike Williams. Like, why is he doing construction? He needs money.
Yeah.
He needs money because you know what? You got kids, you got baby mamas, you got this and that. You got to make some money.
What's the league minimum? Like 600,000?
It's a little lower than that. No, it's probably close to that.
Okay, so let's just say 500. Let's just say 500.
Yeah.
You're paying taxes on that, and then you're paying an agent most likely. So you're losing 10% off the top of that right away. It's a good salary, but it's not great. And the people that are making more than minimum salary aren't making $20 million. I mean, it's a very disparaging, between the players. So, what seems like, a guy who has 3, like Sheffield, can never be broke. He signed so many, but he signed so many multi-million-dollar deals. Like, just one of the things I remember is he's one of the guys who should always have money for the rest of his life, unless he screwed it up.
Well, there's a lot of people that should have.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson went through all his money.
Mike Tyson's crazy, though.
Yeah.
So God
And
knows
has a
what
lot
he's
of
doing.
kids.
Warren Sapp said on Howard Stern, I heard him explain it. He said that he invested a lot of his money into a real estate thing that fell apart, and he was not aware that it fell apart, and you lose a lot of money there. And that is, you could even have an advisor that says, hey, this is a good investment, and if it falls apart, it falls apart. So
everybody can get got. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, remember that one dude, Tank something, or it was some agent, like he represented, like Tony Dungy was one of them, and he screwed them all out of their money.
Yeah.
If somebody says to me, I represent Tony Dungy, I'm not even going to investigate it.
Right. You know,
And that guy was just crooked, so you never know, man. You never know.
Ooh, side note, I was listening to an old episode. I was watching an old episode of Tom Segura's show where he had Dane Cook on, and Dane was explaining step by step about how he found out that his brother stole money from him.
Brother.
Do you know how much he took from him and how he did it?
No.
Like, do you know any of the details?
Yeah, I think I heard the story, but I don't know
Watch
exactly.
it when you can, because Dane said, make a real long story short, he moved to L.A. and he hired a business manager. So he called his brother and said, look, I'm going to use this guy to be my business manager, but I'm going to hire you, the same salary and all this stuff, to do a different job, merchandise fulfillment or something. He goes, you'll have a gig with me. And then the business manager couldn't get the information from the brother that he wanted. And he said he sat up in bed one night and he said, my brother's robbing me. And he's like, he just put it all together in his head.
It was over $1 million, wasn't it?
Oh, it was millions.
Yeah, it was
he called
up
the
there.
bank the next day, and the bank said, you have nothing in that account. And they said, what do you mean? And he said, I had millions. And they're like, you have no millions. This was taken out then. This was taken out here. And he's like, but I've got all the, and he made up fake federal tax ID numbers. I mean, this guy really set out to rob Dane Cook. It was really sad to hear,
You know what's really sad is I just went through something similar to this not too long ago. While they're doing it, they have to know they're going to get caught.
Yes.
They have to know that. And that's got to be a terrible feeling to be screwing over someone that you're supposed to love, and then you know it's coming to an end any month. Like, that's got to be terrible.
I always say, if you did something not against a friend or something like that, let's say you work for a big corporation and you found out a way to grab an extra grand from them or whatever, and you got away with it, stop it. After you did it one time, stop it. You keep doing it, you're going to get caught. You're always going to get caught.
That was how Joe got caught taking the $200 off the
That's
nightstand.
not true at all.
Yeah.
Gio is he's the person who will hide your stuff and then tell you he found it. He's that guy.
Joe did not know where the cash was, and then we said empty your pockets. He refused, left the room, and magically found the cash.
Back, yeah.
Right.
All right.
I feel like if I worked for a big company that I didn't like and I had a way to grab a couple bucks that I didn't think I'd get caught, maybe I would try it. But I could never steal money from somebody that I loved or liked or respected. I worked with a guy that I didn't like and was responsible for a ton of cash all the time, never took a single dollar, even in my poorest days. I just am not that guy at all. And I can't think to embezzle money from somebody that you like is just...
I can't say that much. Like, through my days,
Right.
there was times where I didn't have no money and they would let me touch cash. It was a bad idea.
Yeah.
It was just a bad idea. One time I was a stock guy at an electronics store. That was a bad idea.
Yeah, I took some Radio Shack
Like,
stuff.
I didn't have any money, but I had the nicest Walkman in town.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, my buddy Joey we found out he was robbing cash from the rectory at church. He used to work in the rectory, and I was like, how did they get a key? He goes, not. They collect the money on
Yeah, they're
Sunday.
stealing. They're stealing too.
They don't count it till Wednesday. And he goes, so between then, it was just a pile of money that nobody knew how much was there. One time, this kid bought a Walkman for like it was like $110. And we walked outside to the bus stop, and when he went to take it out, it dropped, and the little lens cracked on it. And he went back in and bought another one. And I was like, what are you doing? You selling drugs? What's going on? We're like sophomores at the time.
I mean, what the church going to do with, like, the pastor's going to get some more bling?
No, listen.
Well, I mean,
there's no bigger criminals in the world.
That's facts.
Than the ones who pass the basket. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. Yep. And they make you give you % of your. That is a crazy.
Tithing.
Yes,
percentage of your 10% of your earnings.
I played with guys
that did that.
Yes.
Oh,
look, the right tackle. I'm not gonna say his name now, but
Right.
he's actually a pastor now. I was like, wait, what? You just? He goes, yeah, that's this and that, and I was like, bro, good for you.
Listen,
where do you think it's gonna get you?
If I can give a percentage of my salary and I can afford to do it straight to Forgotten Angels, where I could see what they're doing, and I know that that's a different story than sending it to those creeps.
I don't. And as I get older, you get a little wiser, supposedly. I don't ever give anybody money. Say here, like I've had a charity before, and I know better than I've done a lot of work with the Children's Cancer Center.
Right.
When you walk in a Children's Cancer Center, there's a lot of people working. They're on salary.
Yeah.
There's wood floors. I don't want to pay for that.
Right.
I would walk in, look around, and I go, why aren't these walls painted?
Right.
Let me put some murals until I got some artists to put the murals. I walk in the game room. It's raggedy. I go, let me go get Lowe's. They put a whole new game room in there. If I ever do anything, it's got to be hands-on because you just don't know where that money's going.
You have no idea.
Nope. There's a lot of big salaries everywhere.
Yeah, I will tell you, and there's a quick plug for myself. We have the Calta Family Foundation. 100% of the money goes to it. It comes in and it goes out. What really screwed us up was COVID, because right in the middle of COVID, I had gotten a couple of donations, and then we couldn't do anything, so it sat there. But as soon as we're able to disperse money, we disperse it, and we've helped out a lot of people. I always love to thank the people because people make offside set donations and stuff, and then realize when teachers need some stuff for the kids, they have underprivileged kids. There's that money there to help out, so we really appreciate it. All right, anyway, we're getting way off course.
Yeah.
Let's find out how we did in our football picks this week. For the first time, desperately looking for it because I thought maybe I should take off today.
I did too.
All right, what do we got?
All right, so this week, in dead last, with 6 wins, Ian Beckles.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, yeah, Gerald McCoy just called it laughing.
Not happy.
There's a lot of upset.
Not happy.
Next with 7 wins, Pap.
Yeah.
And myself.
Oh, losers.
With 8 wins, Martin Gramatica. Next up, with 9 wins, Galvin. And Spanish. And this week's winner, maybe, with 10 wins, Mike Calta.
What?
We are, because we have 2 games tonight.
Right.
We have Eagles at Buccaneers and then Rams at Bengals, and we are split
Who?
on both games. So this week, Mike, you have the Bucks. Spanish has the Bucks. Gio has the Bucks. Martine has the Bucks. Everyone else has the Eagles. And then Mike and Spanish, you guys have the Rams. Everybody else has the Bengals. So there is a chance that Galvin could catch you. Spanish could catch you. Gio could catch you.
All right.
So,
All right.
yeah, and Gio has 9 as well. Sorry.
Yeah,
So.
I figured that. Okay, all right, that's it. That makes it exciting. I thought it was way worse than that. I really did. I was looking at the games. I was like, oh, I didn't. Oh, God. I just kept doing that the whole weekend. So let's talk about tonight. I picked the Bucks because I love the Bucks, and they're my team. But I do honestly feel like the Bucks can hold their own, and we really haven't seen yet what this team could do together. And I'm not mad at what they've done already. So there's a chance if I had to lay cash down on it, I don't know if I'd be as confident. But I don't feel like we're going into a Monday Night Football game that's not going to be exciting.
Well, even if the Bucks get blown out, it's exciting.
Right.
We're on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world's watching.
At least we're not
2
Miami.
undefeated teams.
Yeah.
What is not exciting about that?
No. It's exciting to watch. For sure.
So this is big. Listen, I played here 7 years. I never had a game like they're having tonight.
Right.
Not even close. Okay.
Right.
I actually had a lot of confidence that the Bucks were going to compete until Gio blurted out today that one statistic about turnovers, and I go,
goddamn
for
jinx.
sure, five turnovers for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Unbelievable. So I took all my money and put it on the Eagles.
I'm sorry, Tampa Bay.
Gio's fault.
Do you still have any hookups at the Hard Rock?
I used to have the major one. Now they don't know my name.
I don't know if they like us or not. It came up in my timeline the other day that I had my 40th birthday party there. By far the most fun night I've ever had in the station and everything. It was so awesome. Yeah.
I was there.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
And I think we delivered invitations to you at the time, didn't we? Send Spanish over there or something with invitations for you and the Godfather. Yeah. And it was such a great time. And then I don't know what happened, but we just fell off with them. And they don't like us. I don't think they need us anymore. I don't think they need people like.
I know what happened.
Yeah.
It's the regime.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this regime's not good.
Not bad, but it's just different
the last
people.
regime with John Fontana.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my
He was a
brother.
great guy.
That was my brother. He, remember you saw he lost all that weight?
Yeah.
I sat with him in the plum room one day, and I just lost a bunch of weight. He goes, "How'd you do it?" And I told him, he goes, "Send it to me." He lost.
He looks amazing.
Like 150 pounds.
Yeah.
He was big.
I thought he was sick. That's how much weight he lost.
He was sick. He was, but he looks great now. He really does.
Oh, man. That's the other thing. They took my goddamn plum card away.
They took mine, too, and I wept.
Yeah.
That was one of the sadder moments in my life.
It was one of the nicer things they ever did.
I love the plum room.
Plum room was the best.
Oh, man.
Why'd they take your card?
Because they didn't need us anymore. Yeah.
I don't like it.
It wasn't just me. I think everybody's.
What am I, an animal?
Well, Ian, thank you for coming in. You can see Ian Saturday morning. We're here, Ian, Saturday mornings. What do we got coming up? Anything this week that you need to know about?
Yeah, I'll be at the tailgate tonight.
No, I mean Saturday on the show.
Saturday I'll be at Ducky's. I don't know who I might get Ty J. Armstrong to hang out with me.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah.
Ty is always fun.
Yeah, always.
Ian Beckles, Saturday morning on the sports show. Tonight at the tailgate party at noon, yeah. Tailgate party tonight. Sab said he's coming by. Ian's coming by. I'll be there early. I'll be there around 4 o'clock or so.
Let's bake.
Let's bake early.
Yeah, it starts at 4.
Yeah,
I
so
started
get out of work and come on down there and join us tonight for the tailgate party.
No
if you have
turnovers.
tickets.
None.
Stop it. You're an apple turnover.
Yeah, no,
You
just
are.
change that.
Work.
Hey, Carmen, I put up the pictures of the baby pictures, the AI baby pictures.
Yeah.
And then everybody sent me their real baby pictures, and I put those up on Instagram as well. So you can go check those out and compare them to the AI ones.
We were all
It's pretty
cute
funny.
babies.
The only one we don't have is Joe because they didn't have cameras back then.
Yeah.
I'll find one tonight, though. It might be a cave drawing.
Okay, all right. So check us out on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. Thank you to Barry Bostwick for coming on the show. Tomorrow's Tuesday. We got a lot going on. Hey, we might have to reschedule Dom tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got Bert coming in the studio. Bert's coming in town for Monday Night Football tonight. He'll be here in the studio with us tomorrow, as well as a rapper named Isaiah TG. Do you know Isaiah?
I do not.
Oh, no. You mean I know an underground rapper that you don't know?
Legend.
Well, aren't I the coolest? Thanks to my son. Yeah, dude, I said to this guy, I go, see if he knows Bert. Let him know Bert's going to be there. If not, maybe we should do it another day. And he wrote back and he said, oh, I love that guy. F with Bert on YouTube a lot. And I said, perfect.
There you go.
Perfect. Have a great day. We will see you guys tomorrow morning. The after show with my man Dizzle is up next. I say to you, goodbye.